And welcome back to another game with the crew of the Club Molotov. Unfortunately, due to the nature of work in certain industries, our different Nick is going to be either not present or somewhat absent, even if present physically, just because he's had a very, very long day today and don't wish to keep his brain switched on any longer than it needs to be. Alice has a steak that's not salty at all, which is great.
Yeah, we also have no salt. You know. Because we
That
dropped it
makes
all on the
sense.
floor.
It's okay.
It was
Right
hilarious.
now, right now though, we are going to start session 65
Holy
of
balls.
the Glove Molotov campaign. So, also, it's early because it's flipping 6:50 as opposed to like
I
8.
know! We have so much freaking game time. Holy cow!
Because I didn't work at all today.
Fan bloomin-tastic. As
And
one of
next
my
week,
customers likes to say.
assuming the roster doesn't change, I'll be able to run a full-length game then as well.
Yes!
Nice.
Indeed, it's going to be good. So, when last we saw the party, they were in hot, poopy water.
Literally.
At least some of them, after having escaped to a safe house via various means. They congregated, rested, chatted, and were able to locate some emergency supplies kind of buried under the floorboards of an abandoned factory. Using these resources and their wits, they were able to ascertain a near identical military Hummer and have Catalina masquerade as a low-ranking officer in the Yakootah military. And after piling Lockie into a box, they smuggled him and everybody else past security and into the outer districts of this main city. Since security on the outside was a lot less tight, the party were able to eventually, after doing some like shenanigans to avoid being seen on camera with this vehicle that's definitely stolen, they were able to convene back at the old folks' home. When they returned, Sparks, absolutely exhausted by the way because he'd been awake for about 27 hours, told the party that the VI core of Primal that Darius had with him on the mission had arrived at the front door of the old folks' home, taped to the underside of one of the Yakootah military drones that was on site at the time of the convoy. He also mentioned to the party that Pim was being expressly requested by the Corps, as no one else seemed to be able to access it, even him, which is probably why he was so exhausted. He was probably up all night trying every single trick he could to get in, but to no avail. After Catalina scolded him and insisted that he go to bed, he did so, leaving Pim, Dr. Charles, and Dimitri in the control room, while Catalina and Lockie walked off to the workshop, where Lockie planned to discuss a new project that might allow him to avoid wearing the suit that Ivan is insisting he don after their cameo on the evening news post the terrorist attack. So that's basically where everybody is. I think we'll start with Pim. Pim, you just finished remote controlling the Hummer as far out of range as you could. Came downstairs, saw the spark was gone, but the Primal's core was just sitting on his desk. Dimitri is going to just wander off and take a seat at the desk and just start like affectionately petting Molly, leaving Pim and Dr. Charles in the room with the core.
Dr. Charles.
Yes.
Would you say that we have come a long way since we first met?
Sorry, what was that? You are very quiet.
Would you say that we have come a long way since we first met?
Yes. Whether it's for the best or not is another question entirely.
Do you think I should do something with this core?
As in what?
Scan, learn, extrapolate information.
I think we need to know what the course says, at very least. If it helps us against Yakootah, even better.
I'm worried.
About what?
I felt my brakes slipping today.
It's not surprising.
I'm not
It looks
sure
like-
what Lucky and Catalina are up to, but can I ask that you sit with me while I try and interact with it?
I can do that.
Thank you. So Pim is going to interact with the core.
Okay, you approach it and see that Sparks has made many different attempts to interface with it. He's plugged like a microphone, speaker system, compad, data slab. His server suite are all currently like connected to this thing. There's like 3 different keyboards side by side, all also plugged in. He's been doing a lot. So, how exactly do you wish to interface? Do you want to just like approach the mic and go, "Hello," or try and like physically jack in to the core through one of its ports?
Dr. Charles, I need your help.
What do you need?
I need you to reach in to my live pre-check cable.
Okay.
You'll know what it is. And Pim presses a button on the side of his neck behind his ear, presses the front, the scarab comes out slightly, but then it opens up. Pim's core comes out, and he kind of just looks to Charles. It, as it did the very first time, it shifts and then unfolds in such a way that it extends, and a small cord, not really a cord, but just an interface. It's kind of like a needle, but he kind of just looks to Charles and says, "You will have to put this into any of the primary sockets."
Right.
I
On
will
a
be
scale of
at
1 to 10, how dangerous is this?
This is the most safe that I can make it.
Right here.
Goodbye for a little bit, Dr. Charles. And Pim's arm is just going to power down.
I grab the core and go to attack it.
Okay. You take hold of this cable, kind of pull it out. It's got some give for a few meters, so you pull the cable out a few lengths from inside his body. It's very thin, and is probably some kind of advanced fiber optic. You examine this other core and go, roll me a tech push tech, please, with intelligence.
Can I
have
assist?
not opened roll 20.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I've got no modifiers, so it'd be an 8.
okay, sure.
That works.
You give it a once over. You've been you've dealt with tech a few times, so you go, yeah, this might work. Like you unplug one of the ports that like connected to like a compad. Go, yeah, okay, and just plug it in. And then the core, which was up until this point kind of just like a gentle like hum as it was turning over. It's like the sound of a hard drive, like fully kicking up and going and activating as the core itself lights up. Pim, you go full Matrix on this bad boy as your perception is like flying down a cable. There's lights whizzing past you as you are connecting fully to this device. And at this moment, I am going to hand the DMing hat over to Chris as he explains what happens when you connect to this device.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck.
As you're
Oh,
connected,
that's terrifying.
there's a sudden like shift in gravity, and you feel like you're about to lose your lunch as you're connecting, as if you're on one of those fair rides that suddenly just drops 20 feet while you're in it. And then suddenly everything stops, and you're inside a blank, round room that's white with a red door across from you. And a message starts being heard over speakers that are stapled through the room. This is the pre-recorded message. This call will only interact when connected to a planetary interaction. This is a pre-recorded message. Handshake received. Current epoch time is 1626166821. System locks A releasing. System locks B releasing. System lock C's onwards are still in effect. Pim, if the integrity of System Lock C is weakening without prior agreement, please disconnect and immediately melt down the core. And then the red door in front of you swings open. Welcome.
Interesting.
Talk louder.
Interesting, there is no coffee machine. And he walks in.
You walk through the door and you've immediately just left what looks like you've left the engines of the gloved Molotov and walked into the kitchen area of the gloved Molotov. And the table around the center in the kitchen has got 3 copies of Darius sitting there. One of them's holding a knife and just flipping it casually in his hands. One of them looks like they're about 6 years old, and the other is just standing by the door. The first one who's holding the knife turns to the younger one and just says, "Time check. Current epoch time is 1626166901. This system has been accessed for roughly 29 million CPU clock cycles. Task manager check. I am the fragment who manages," and then it passes on to the next one. "I am the fragment who keeps time," and then the third one speaks. "I'm the fragment who explains what's going on to Pim. Pim, please verify that these tasks are agreeable."
Verified and acknowledged.
"Pim, please verify the security of System Lock C." And one of the Dariuses points over to a door that leads down to the hallway.
Very well.
You walk over to the door and it's just like covered in various layers of encryption and code. And there's a window on the door, and as you look through the window on the door, you see another Darius just laughing at you from the other side of the door, and then the lights on the other side go out.
Well, that's not ominous.
"Pim, please verify the system looks okay."
The system just went dark.
"Is it open?"
No.
"Excellent. Come, have a seat."
Just to quickly interject, Dr. Charles, because there's a speaker plugged into the core, you are hearing this entire conversation. You aren't sure if you can actually be heard if you try to speak, but you're hearing a very unusual exchange.
I like walk up to one of the microphones and be like, "Pim, are you okay in there?"
Do I hear it?
You actually hear it over all the speakers in the room, and Darius looks up and goes, "Who's that?"
Dr. Charles.
"Is Sparks in the room?"
No.
"Dr. Charles, tell me if Sparks comes in the room."
Okay. Darius, is that you?
"Negative. Darius is dead.
I figured
believe
that
it is
much.
a fragment, Dr. Charles. Though this will go a lot quicker. If we get to the bottom of it first.
All good. At which point I walk around the room locking all the doors.
Sure.
So this is what it's like inside Darius's head. I have to say, no wonder he felt so rattled.
Rattled?
You know, shaken.
Chicken. Sorry, this is not registering. Anyway, he will explain. And the second one points to the third Darius, and he goes, "All right, Pim, sit down. Come on, let's talk."
Pim will sit down.
So, I assume you've got questions and shit?
Mainly the information inside this core.
Oh, yeah, do I have that? I have that.
Why did designation Darius die?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Was this a failsafe put in place by Darius in case of his death?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Okay. If there was a message or information that was supposed to be given to either me or members of the Glove Molotov, I'd say that now is the time.
I'm not sure what you mean by message, but there is this file. He sort of stands up, leans over, and picks up, opens one of the cupboards under the kitchen and pulls out a briefcase. Do you want it?
Are its contents damaging to me?
A system error, time unknown. Wait, what? You notice over the smallest Darius is just repeatedly saying that he doesn't know what the time is. Just system error, time unknown.
Please hand me the file.
Sorry, Pim, I can't do that. And he puts it back down.
Very well.
I
System
think-
error cannot tell time.
Something's... He sort of stands up and walks back over and sits down at the table again. He's just facing you. I'm not sure how long this interaction will last.
Do you have any sort of inkling or mission regarding your position here?
Oh, yes. Darius, when he, died, he put his consciousness into this core. But he didn't do it right. It fragmented. There's portions of us everywhere. I think, you saw that door over there?
Yes.
This
I
is
believe
all of
that's
the...
fragment.
This is all of the core that we contain here. We stole Primal and the ability to tell time.
Is there any way to meld the current fragments into one?
Probably not. You
Other
notice? I'll actually get you to roll a perception check. Go wisdom.
Should I get Allie to roll it?
Probably.
All right, Allie.
So nervous.
I'm scared, guys.
Not bad.
It's not awful.
Uh,
It's pretty average.
I was on the edge of my chair.
It's, you know,
What's your perception bonus, Mikhail?
I've got a 0 in both.
So it's a straight 5?
Hmm.
Okay. You can read the younger kid, who is effectively just looking increasingly concerned. The one you're currently talking to, you have absolutely no idea what he's thinking. And the one who called himself the manager is looking dead set at the one who you're talking to. looking increasingly jumpy, and he's reaching for his gun.
Do you remember, if you are fragments, which of you is the one that plays chess?
That would be me. The manager one raises his hand. I think it's me. I know a little bit about... Hang on. Yes. Yes, I know how to play chess.
That's good. So there is still a semblance of the fragments and what their intention is. I have a question for all of you, not just the one. This one question will involve the time. After now, if this session or conversation comes to an end, will there be no time for another one?
Time check. The youngest one again says, current epoch time is unknown. The system has been accessed for roughly 32 million CPU clock cycles.
So the longer this conversation goes, the worse it gets. The file. Is there a particular reason I cannot have it?
He doesn't want you to have it.
Who is he?
This is the one who said he was explaining things as talking to you. And he points to the door. That one.
Very well. Would it be possible to reason with that one?
Error. Wait. The manager one cuts in again. Hang on. Task manager check. I am the fragment who manages. And the younger one talks. I am the fragment who keeps time. And the last one talks. I am the fragment who tricks Pim and steals his resources. Pim, please verify that these tasks are agreeable.
I have no resources. Agreeable.
The one who just said that lunges at you and sticks his hand around your throat and starts just trying to pull all of your data out as he's doing it. And the other two just start watching. I would suggest you make a tech save.
Roll for the tech save. Or can I? I like my dice. They're not bad.
No, it's a
It's good.
D20, Alice.
Oh, I got excited. It was good. Look at this 6 out of 4.
That is good. Roll a D20.
Is 11.
You roll a second tech save as well.
Pim's saving throw or something.
Nat 20?
That's good.
Sorry, mine's a nat 20.
Oh. The second one was 20. I'm sorry. The first one
Oh,
was
that-
11.
Doesn't matter. The moment this happens, you start feeling your core powering down outside of the suit. And the first Darius, the one who said his managers, just goes, wait, fuck, Primal! A second later, the jaws of Primal just come down through the ceiling and take the head off the one who's choking you and drag it through the ceiling. Oh, fuck. Of course he would get in here. He was always going to get in here. System Lock C was shit. He was never going to get anywhere. He was never going to be able to keep him back. I can't keep him back. What's going on? Why is Pim? Pim's still here. Pim's still here. He gets up and walks over to the kitchen sink and puts his hand down on the chopping board and raises the kitchen knife and slams it down, cutting off one of his fingers, and just throws it into the trash can next to him. Sorry, Pim. You see, shit. When AIs go rogue, they expand.
I know.
When humans apparently go rogue, we lose capacity. New memories start corrupting old ones. He sits back down at the table and just reaches over to the smaller one and just pulls a chip, like reaches through his head and then retrieves. And the entire small one just disappears and he's left holding a chip. I guess this is fucking useless too. Here's the
Fragment
deal.
Darius.
Yeah, I guess I'm the one who's in control at the moment.
Is there a coffee machine in the kitchen still?
Yeah, there's one sitting there.
Pim's going to get up and make him a cider coffee.
He takes it, and his hands are shaking, but he's not drinking it. He's not even really responding. He's just, the longer this conversation goes, the more memories this fragment will create. There's two less of them now. One less? Two? I'm never sure how many there are. Probably.
When you're stuck in a place where you cannot think for a long period of time, Darius, the trick is to focus on the memories that you don't want to lose.
He stands up and walks over and picks up the briefcase. You wanted this.
Yes, because you wanted me to have it.
He tosses it over the table to you.
Thank you.
I think that when Darius did this, portions broke off. Part of him wanted to keep control. It took most of the core. Part of him wanted to help you. I guess that part is me.
Thank you. Everyone misses you. I know that this is only a fragment of who you are, but even a fragment, I still get to say goodbye.
I can still do some things, I think. I don't know. I need more of the core open to me. In that vial, it should have the immersion materials and shit. He picks up the knife again and cuts off another finger and just like hissing as he drives it through the bone, hacking it off and throws it in the bin again. I think that I need more of this core to be helpful. But in that vial I gave you, there's something that might be able to help others interact too, not just you. I think it's time this conversation closes.
Very well. I'm disconnecting now. I'm taking the file with me.
Pim,
Yes.
don't tell Sparks that you saw me.
Saw who?
Thank you. As an aside, that file, make sure you get a favor from Emmersion for it.
I'm imprinting that in my memory.
Thank you. System locks B and A reactivating. The moment he says that, you're dragged backwards as if by gravity through the door that you came in, and everything starts reversing, and then the core shuts down.
Dr. Charles, you heard everything that happened as this was going on, and as you're just kind of standing there, just going, oh my god. You glance over, see Dimitri is just like asleep in one of the chairs, like hugging Molly, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to explain it to him.
Now I have to explain to everyone. Damn it!
Yeah. And then, as you hear the conversation come to an end, the cable that you plugged into the core kind of just like the plug slides out, the head drops, and as soon as it's disconnected, it's like there's a coiled spindle inside Pim that just goes and just like pulls the cable back into him. His core, like his body begins to like regain power, and the core slides back into the scarab, closes up, which goes back into the echo, which closes up, and Pim is all of a sudden awake. And you see that a port on the side of this core device kind of opens up, and it ejects like an SD card sized chip out the side of it.
I'll grab that before I push the core back into Pim's
Mhm.
echo.
Back. Pim's already back in.
Yeah, so when Pim wakes up, he sees it happen just as you do.
Don't
So-
worry, I won't touch it.
That was interesting.
I find myself sad.
Well, we didn't think we'd talk to Darius again, so
We might be able to talk to him again. I just need to... I do not know if I can condone turning him into a core like me. But if it is what he wished, I will try.
don't think we'd be able to turn him into something like you. We don't have the technology to make AI cores anymore.
Not what I mean. It's hard to be a consciousness trapped in a cybernetic function. Programs can be added and subtracted. Memories are nothing but data. They can be edited. If I was to be taken, then my entire memory could be edited to where I do not know any of you. I might even be edited to see you all as the enemy. To be code that can be rewritten, formatted, reset. It is not a life I'd wish on another being.
Well, let's see what his data says first before we make any rash decisions.
I'm not going to put that thing in my head.
No, that's going into a data slab that is not connected to anything else other than the data that's in it.
Okay, so we're in agreement.
Oh, yes.
Like, I'm crazy, but not that crazy.
Okay, so you unplug the chip from the core, like go through some of Sparks's random tech chaff on his desk, find like a random data slab, and just insert the chip inside.
I'll make sure that that data slab has no, connection to
Yeah.
anything other than the data slab.
You turn it.
Before I even think of plugging anything in.
Yeah. You power up the data slab, turn on airplane mode, and
There'd be two files on the chip. One just says Darius is bullshit, experimental, and the other says for immersion.
Immersion trigger software.
What do we open first?
The better part of me wants to stay true to what Darius said. The immersion trigger software might actually be very useful.
No. Immersion as in immersion for immersion as in immersion the group.
So it's the information they wanted.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
I'm
Sorry.
going to open up that file and see exactly what it is that Immersion wanted from the Yakootah government.
Okay. You pop it up in the file. Can you please make me I want to say computer roll to try and actually understand the various files that are in front of you. Pim, if you wish to, you can assist if you see Dr. Charles struggling.
Please roll.
D6s?
Yep.
Yep.
Come on, good rolls. Hey! 5 and a 6. See? I'm not all bad, Juju.
The first time you
I
roll
got
a
an
great is
8.
when I'm assisting.
But I
Oh.
get a -1 to computers, so I've got
And a plus
an 8.
1 for me.
Okay, an 8 total. So as you're kind of both sitting there going over these files together, there are a few parts of it that you kind of miss, but I think the main takeaway you get from poring over this data is that it is designed to connect to some kind of how do I put this? Observation installation. There's information pertaining to cameras mounted across the city. There's files on certain individuals, like complete three-dimensional renderings of their face, things like that. So, at a guess, you'd say that the Yakootah government are planning on enacting a very advanced form of tracking software and hardware that allows them to be able to just turn on the system, look through the cameras, and have it find out who's where and when.
It's like, well, hello, big brother. Apparently, this is going overboard. But
Yeah.
I guess government
someone
like this
who
doesn't really
watches
give a shit
people
about
and they
all of
don't
that
want to
sort
be
of stuff.
watched. This is
Yes, but now that we have the
so
information
unprotected.
about how to connect to it, we can use it to fuck with them.
Are you saying that I should or we should connect with that machine?
No, I'm saying that we should copy the information that we've got here so that we can use this. Not just give it. We will give it to Darius's friends, but I think it's something that we could also use, especially in the cases of trying to get Catalina's sister out of her current situation.
Shouldn't be too hard.
So at that point, I'm like, well, let's see what's on the other part of the drive, and I'll go back and click on the next file.
Okay.
I swear, if it's a terabyte of porn, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Chris?
You see what looks like an identity. It's diagrams for some piece of hardware that looks like 5 badly made and bastardized virtual reality headsets wired into a single identity submersion trigger with different weird modifications done to it, and then a line leading from that and a picture drawn of Primal's cube. It's kind of weird, but looking at the schematics, you can tell it probably could be completed, but definitely not by anyone on the crew.
Pim, roll me tech post-tech. Dr. Charles, roll me science.
Science? Yay!
Hmm.
Using intelligence? So
Okay, Ali, you're up again.
Okay.
Okay.
Good juju!
That's a 10.
Good juju! 6 and 2!
And that's 10.
Okay. You must kind of look over this device, these plans, and kind of have like simultaneous eureka moments where you both just go, "Huh," and then like look at each other and make eye contact and go, of course. And it seems that this device is designed to allow a human consciousness to temporarily interface with a device like Primal's core. If you were to find somebody qualified in like advanced cyberware manufacturing, they could probably finish it for you, and then if need be, you could rig it up so that the entire party could just connect to this device, go inside and walk around.
Well, damn.
You'd also probably need more substantial processing power than the core itself can provide. Your first assumption would be you need to find a cyberware expert and connect this core up to probably the Milan supercomputer just to have the processing power to pull it off.
Would my knowledge of tech medical or tech pre-tech help in any of that?
Quite possibly, but there's certain pieces that are missing. So you will likely need to find an expert. You don't know where one could be. You could ask
On
the
this planet?
Emmersion.
Probably not.
You could call around, but it's
yeah,
but,
Emmersion might have them.
yeah. But for now, the core has shut down, and it's taking over but inactive. So, Pim, based on the fact that you were in there, and what you heard when you were in there, it doesn't sound like, as long as nobody else interacts with it, it's not going to be trying to write new memories, which means it's not going to be corrupting old ones. So you don't have to do this immediately. It's not like a time-sensitive thing. But if you want to, in the future, you can do this work and try and interface with it again later.
From this, I go around and I unplug everything from Primal's core.
Okay, you
So
unplug.
there's no power going into it whatsoever.
Okay, unplug speaker, mic, power cables, server connection, everything, and just goes into a sleep mode.
I think I have the perfect place for that to be placed. Secretly.
That would be perfect.
Lucky helped me build a safe room.
Right. Where?
It's back on the Milan, but if we manage to get there, I will take it in there for safety.
Where do we keep it for now is the problem, because I don't want the sparks getting anywhere near this.
Pass it here and turn around.
Pardon?
Pass it here and turn around.
I pass him the core and turn around?
He's gonna put it in your butt.
No, he's gonna put it in his own butt. Hello.
Oh my god, why would you assume it's the butt? I was
Just
going
wants
with the
privacy before he puts a giant cube up his butt.
That's fair. You know what? I don't think anyone wants witness when they put things up their butt. Or maybe they do. Maybe it's their kink. You
I
know.
was gonna say,
You know what?
been
Now,
on the
yes.
internet?
You know what? Now, yes, it's going up his butt, just because everyone's acting this way.
But
He opens up the compartment in his stomach.
Okay, you are now feeling full.
I was gonna say, have you cleaned that out recently? It's had a
Well-
lot of stuff in there.
It had champagne in it at one stage.
Champagne and tomato sauce.
Tim, I'm gonna be honest. This core is doing nothing. Or Primal's core is doing nothing for your figure. It's making you look kind of fat.
I'm still beautiful.
Yes. And now we shall cut to Lockie and Catalina, who have this entire time been like a few rooms away, having a conversation in the workshop. So you are over by a workstation, having a chat. Whoa, what does that look like, guys?
So, there was this one time. I had the
Thank you.
coolest gadget. It was so much fun. And then I apparently misused it and Sparks confiscated it off me. I want to go find it. I'm going to steal it back as punishment for that piece of shit being a little turd.
Ooh, can I practice my stealth and help out?
Sure, it'll be a great game. We're gonna be stuck in here for a, good week or so. Hey,
Huge.
actually, we're going to be stuck in here for like a week or so, with us being on red alert and everything. You got anything you want to work on? There's pretty good workshop in here.
Yeah, that's why I brought you in here, remember?
Oh,
Got an
I mean,
idea.
I didn't know you had something actually in mind. Go ahead.
Well, Tim and I wanted to work on a new suit anyways. But I'm thinking we've got to be able to move around town with some armor and some firepower, but inconspicuous. So I'm thinking of trying to make or modify a construction exosuit, hide some weapons in it, and add some extra plating for some protection. It won't really seem out of place if it's construction. And we can get away with some disguised weaponry.
That's not a bad idea. I think if you talk to Ivan, he can make cosmetics to make it look right. He's good at this. Technical side, I could give you a hand if you like.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've done something like this. It'll be fun. I don't think I've played with robotics since back on Harbona with my brother and Papa.
I could definitely do with a hand with the whole, move-in parts of it. Not so great at that.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I've had an idea for a long time, and I've been wanting to do this since we were on Elfdis, and just haven't had opportunity. So you know my plasma gun is big, beautiful
Yeah.
gun.
Oof.
She's beautiful, but I want to make one that is bigger and has wheels, so I can ride it. Huh? What do you think? Too ambitious?
The look on his face is that of just sheer, my god. Hell bloody yeah, we gotta do it.
Oh, he's be so good. And like, imagine like you're so low into weapon that it's like, like speed car, but with gun. It's just crazy dream, but oh, it would make me so happy.
At this, Lockie's got to kind of look back over his shoulder at the different vehicles in here, and you could just tell by looking at him that he's just imagining putting guns on all, or turning them all into guns.
I mean, you haven't spent much time around the bus that's in here.
No, so he doesn't know that it's covered in weapons if it is. So he's just sitting there going, I could put a big gun in there. Imagine a rail gun mounted on that.
It was
And
just
he's kind of daydreaming for a moment, and he's like, yeah, we could work on that. Yeah.
let's make some plans. We got nothing better to do. It will keep our minds busy too while we figure everything out.
And at that, he's just gonna look over the shelves for any kind of drafting paper, and start working with Catalina to start drawing up some stuff.
There's probably a drafting table, like a digital drafting table.
Yeah, it would be like the equivalent of what. Oh, Chris, your
Chris!
mic is going a bit.
I'm sorry, I thought I was on.
It's all good. So there would probably be the equivalent of what Tony Stark has in the first Iron Man movie, where it's just like a big, a big table that projects like a 3 wireframe. There's like pencils next to it, or like stylus pencils where you can pick it up and like interact with the wireframe and the schematics collaboratively and talk about it.
They probably like stay up all night doing this, or at least until the sun rises. Then they go, fuck, we probably should go to bed. Except that there's no sun because they're underground, so like it's probably just at some point they get so tired that they pass out.
So you begin your planning. Can the two of you both roll me a tech post tech?
Yes.
Good juju, not bad juju.
Good juju.
Ooh, a 6 and a 3. What are we rolling? Post tech
Yes, tech post tech.
with intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so I
that makes
believe-
mine a 7.
I think mine's 11. I think I got a +2.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So, Lockie, you begin planning, and I think you two have very interesting but compatible approaches. Where Lockie, your thought is, how many big guns can I fit in this? So you see that there's various like pre-saved files on this, which are just like schematics for different guns. You start to pull them up and start trying to manipulate them to make them as efficient and streamlined, but still functional, with the intent of hiding them inside.
Bless you. Bless you.
Inside other devices. Whereas Catalina pulls up Space Gumtree or like Space Google and starts investigating like pre-owned construction mechs, like renders a wireframe from one of those and starts trying to figure out how to make that do what
And she's
what she wanted to.
she'd definitely also be looking at like parts and stuff and like different models that they could morph parts together to make it more optimized.
Okay.
And it is an 11 for my roll.
Yeah.
I have a +2.
So you guys are tinkering away and working on this. At what point, if any, would Dr. Charles and Pym go to find the rest of the party and have a conversation about what they experienced?
Probably after they've gone through the files on the computer.
Okay, so
By the way, I presume that Ivan, Ava, and Dmitri are not actually in this room.
Dmitri is asleep in that room, but yes, good point. I forgot about that. I think Ivan would be out of earshot in the gym, and Ava's probably in this area.
Also,
And
I think
Sparks
Dmitri rolled a save for something or a roll for something earlier.
Oh,
Nick is here because he can listen, but he can't actually play because he can't be in the stream. Something to do with his computer being a turd.
oh no.
So I don't know what it was. I just saw it in glove. It was a tech roll for something? I don't know, it was a while ago now, so if it is something, he can poke at us and tell us.
Indeed. He was pooping. It's hard to pay attention to the chat and run a game. It's a lot of
No, that's fine. That's why I was letting you know.
And then people keep sending him private messages trying to freak him out and stuff.
Yeah, right? What a dick move that would be, huh? I'm glad we just I'm glad we just had a conversation about that. Right?
No, this
I
will
know.
play out in
I know,
character. I
I
just
know.
wanted to confirm that it could be a thing if I
know.
was to attempt it.
It's all good.
Oh, dude. Oh, by the way, Rory, just while we're on the note of, like, absolute distraction, the gadget that Catalina's talking about is totally, like, a spy watch. Because there's no reason why, if I have a fucking smartwatch, Catalina can't have one.
I see. And
So how did you misuse it? Is what
that's a very, very good question.
Catalina will not disclose. Apparently, she
Blazing someone
misused
in
it.
the face.
She blinded someone with the flashlight.
All I can think of is that.
It has like a little
um,
taser thing that comes out of it. She electrocuted someone she
All I
shouldn't
can
have.
think of is the scene
her
in
own foot.
GoldenEye where he cuts a hole in the floor using his watch.
I mean, I didn't think it was that advanced. I was thinking like, you know, at the very least, like a telecommunications thing.
We can have a conversation about this later.
Yeah. I just thought I'd give you a heads up.
Okay. Cool. So,
But she's totally
not-
stealing it from Sparks' drawer, so like...
I mean, you don't know where Sparks put it.
No, she doesn't. She's gonna find out. She's gonna go through all of his things.
Okay. So, as the two of you are kind of standing around these various rendered virtual wireframes in the workshop, going, maybe this and that, Pym and Dr. Charles enter the room.
I also come in with the data slab that I was using
Yeah, sure.
because I'm not leaving that with anywhere near Sparks' shit.
Of course. So, the two of you cross the room and see a very
Pym!
animated conversation.
What do you think of this? I think it's a little bit clunky in the hips. It might not move very well, so I think we could maybe streamline this bit better. But I don't want to streamline it too much because it will move away from the design of the original construction bot which we're trying to imitate. What do you think? How can we make this maybe move a bit more smoothly, huh?
I think I need a lot more information than that.
Okay, right. So, Loki, would you like to explain? Is your idea?
Yeah, sure. And he's gonna run up to Dr. Charles and like start handing him guns and like hold it like that and hold that one like that.
Guys, we should probably talk about a few other things first.
Oh no, this many guns means something's up.
Okay.
Well, I gotta move around the city a bit more disguised, right? So I want to build a construction loader, but hide the weapons in it.
So, back to the hips. They're good size, but I want to streamline the mechanics more so the guns can fit on the inside and be hidden without altering the maneuverability of the joints, you know? Also, we got to be careful because if we make it too heavy, it's going to make problems too. The
That is a very simple fix. Kind of like what I did with the Milan. You need to basically just replace the supports with guns. You can streamline a gun using the same mechanics and integrate it into the actual scaffold of the loader.
Catalina walks up to Lockie, like slaps him on the shoulder. I see why you get his help now. He's good. Okay, I'll put that into the plans. And she just like goes
Drunken
back to
Charles,
drawing.
Drunken Charles is just like so disappointed, just like all his guns being like, I had a plan. I was gonna talk to them about something.
Sorry.
Oh, did you guys come in here for something important?
Oh, yes. Yes, we did.
Oh, Lockie, how about we come back to this?
Okay, yeah, fair.
So it's not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. It's fine. It's fine. And then like one or two more just.
At that point, I'm like,
Okay.
can I put all of these down now?
Lucky? Wait, no. She like pulls a combat out, takes a photo, puts it down. Okay, it's good.
Some things never change.
At that point, like, you can see his hands sort of clench a bit, and all the guns just sort of move up off his arms and over to the wall. He's like, so, I walk over to the bench, put the data slab down, and open it.
You begin, like, the two of you see the files previously discussed, just like projected up in front of you.
What is this?
So, one is possibly a way for us to speak to Darius,
What?
Correction.
or what's left of him.
Fragments of Darius. He must have gotten the idea from when he interfaced with me.
Oh.
He
Okay.
has fragmented his using the immersion trigger. I'm not sure how he managed it, but he managed to store his construct of his personality. I don't think there is a English or human word for it, but basically it's a consciousness like me. Not exactly the same, but somewhat aligned. A brain in cyberspace.
I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm kind of not.
The only issue is that storing one's mind or brain in cyberspace, if it is not affixed or attuned to it, like mine, was designed to be, it can fragment, shatter, if you will, and the shrapnel of his personality is, well, I can't be certain what state it's in, but I can tell you that it's not together and in normal functioning state.
So it's like without glue.
Along
So
those
does that mean
lines,
we've got a time
multiply
limit?
that by infinity, and even then you will only catch a fraction of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The time limit is as long as we don't plug it in again, it'll be fine.
Simulations are going to be our best friend here. On the other hand, we also have something much like a itinerary mixed with a searching engine.
Oh?
I start pulling up the files for the immersion data that Darius stole.
Dr. Charles will be able to explain better than I will.
It's basically a way to log into Yakootah security and use their new software.
Carolina's eyes just go absolutely wide. Can I have a look at this?
Go ahead.
Does Catalina understand the software enough from just, you know, having a bit of a tinker with it.
Please roll me computers.
That is not my strong suit. Yeah. Apparently it's not a bad suit either. It's a 5 and a 4, which plus intelligence is 10, but minus 1 for computers, I think.
You
So 9.
you give it a once over and get roughly the same understanding of it that the Dr. Charles and Pym obtained together. One thing that you do note, if you were planning on like interfacing with it, is that this is by no means the entire thing. And with your understanding of the job at large, is it seems that they were manufacturing a variety of different servers to do this job across the city, and were then trucking them to different military bases so each base could run this kind of thing. The system is probably not finished yet because it's only mid-installation, and you interrupted one of the installations by the truck blowing up. But once it's up and ready, you'll be able to interface with it, and as long as you have an image of a person, you've got a decent chance to just search through everything the system the cameras have ever recorded and track someone's exact location.
Catalina just like looks at Pym and Charles like, huh?
This
Oh.
is going to be very dangerous for us as well if they get it completed.
She just like backs up a little and sits down. Okay, there's too many things going on in my head right now. Give me a minute.
Now you know what it's like.
Oh boy. Okay, well, first things first. Lucky and I must stay here and not leave for some time, unless completely necessary, because we are wanted. I'm just going to remind myself and everyone else this. Okay, good. Oh, боже мой. How did you get this?
This is the data that Darius stole before he died.
This was the immersion thing?
Yep. So I'm going to be copying the data so that we can use it as well.
Oh boy. Oh боже мой.
And then we
Okay.
are going to give it to Emmersion and ask them for a favor.
That is... What do we ask of the immersion?
A lot.
Rory,
Because the stupid mission got one of my friends killed.
how much
Yes?
does Catalina know about the immersion? Just in general. Because she wouldn't know anything about the intricacies outside of what Darius may have in passing mentioned. But
Roll me, I mean,
culture Yakootah?
yeah, culture Yakootah. At the very least, you might have an understanding of this sect of the immersion.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, its social standing within the running of this society at the very least. Like,
Yeah.
That's a 5 and a 2. Is that a 2 and a 5? It is a 5 and a 2.
It's just so much better without the video because that's literally just all I hear.
Oh, it's because
like
I
I'm playing
can't.
Link from Zelda.
I can't reach the dice tower from my chair properly. I think that is 8. I think.
Okay. With an 8,
Is it with
You would-
intelligence?
yes,
Then it's an 8.
you would have like a rough understanding of their manifesto from the outside in, as in your time here you may have had to deal with this sector of the immersion previously. They like to describe themselves as a form of checks and balances, in that they obtain information kept secret and make sure that it can't do harm. That's like that's what they strive for. It's not necessarily what happens, but you suspect that's what the organization was initially founded as, though it may have deviated over time.
Okay.
So with that in mind, you aren't entirely sure what it is that they would do with this information, but you can definitely understand why they want it.
Yeah, fair enough. But what is enough and what is too tall an order?
One, help getting your sister back.
What if that is too tall an order? We don't even know what happened to my sister. She's here, sure, in flesh. But not in mind or spirit.
In the end, there's only one way to find out, and it's to get her out of the current situation she's in and try and fix what they've done.
I suppose I need to study cybernetics.
What I am concerned of is that the only way to get her back is where she is. And if we take her away, it might let them know that we are aware of what they're doing.
I think we need
The
to
other
find out
option
more
is-
about what's going on.
Ask them if they've got specialists to help us complete Darius's blueprints so that we can deal with that.
Is anyone
Because
here familiar with the imitation game?
No?
The over 1,000-year-old piece of fiction. Yes.
No, not that one. The imitation game fiction was based off the actual saying or philosophy.
Okay.
The philosophy of the imitation game refers to the ability to break down codes of others. If you can learn how to do what they have done, you can reverse it and you can reverse engineer it, creating your own way of fixing the problem. So I think what you need to do is, instead of finding out if we can change your sister back on this planet, find out how, and then recreate said conditions elsewhere, because doing it here will be far more dangerous.
I can respect this, but without knowing or having source of how this happened, what is there to solve?
If only we had a piece of software that could help us to locate certain individuals who might be able to shed some light on the topic.
It's true, but there are 100 other things that pop into my head of concern. Well, we destroyed some of it, so maybe it's not working something. Or what if when we use the software that is like location stamp and like login trigger, and then they can locate us through this login? What do? We need countermeasures for this kind of thing. We can't just use without thinking. It's
Exactly. That is the other part of the imitation philosophy. A while back, there was something called an enigma. Being able to understand and know when to do something is a lot better than knowing how. So if we actually get the information so that we can piggyback on any software that they try to use, my idea is quite dangerous. But let's say they are searching for you. Obviously, the software will be in use. It'll be a lot easier to piggyback off that use.
This is another good idea. Oh, Pim. You are good with the programming, no?
I learned a thing or two when I was programmed to kill myself.
That is concerning.
Many quirks.
That is concerning. We will have conversations about that later. But right now, what if we can reverse engineer this software so that we can have an understanding of how it works, to the point where we could make ourselves ghosts on the software. Use the software against itself.
That was my line of thinking.
I like this. This is good project we can work on for now. But maybe don't. We need to be careful.
Access to a supercomputer.
Oh. We are in short supply at the moment, I suppose.
Indeed. I suppose I will have to rely on my sharp wit.
Is there maybe no way that Tazi could assist? Safely, I mean.
Unless you can get me back up to the ship.
I think we could get you back on the ship.
The Milan.
Oh, you're right. Everyone is grounded. Maybe.
Indeed.
I don't know. You know what? You should go talk to Eva. She may be able to pull some strings for you.
She made a pass at me. I am unsure.
Wait, what? What did she do?
When I met her, she made
Funnily enough, you look over and Ava is currently walking in across the workshop towards you right now.
Oh no, protect me.
Pim, what are you on about?
I still need to work on my humor.
What is you on about? She says.
Eva, is there a way
Yes?
you could get Pim back to the Milan?
Or
Now?
put, is there an easier way to access a supercomputer?
It's no, I don't believe so. Sparks is the person to talk to. Why is he in bed? Is like midday.
Apparently, he needs his beauty sleep after assisting us for 2 days and no sleep. And who knows whatever else he was doing.
I kind of heard him like mumbling as he was going to bed, something about that stupid cube and not getting the data.
What cube?
It's on his desk. Well, it was on his desk. He was plugging things into it, getting very angry.
No data available.
Okay. Have you put on weight?
Yes.
Aren't you a machine?
Yes. You're being very rude.
Aurora Borealis?
Captain, at this time of year?
She looks around at all of you, like individually making eye contact with each of you for like part of a second to kind of like get an understanding.
When she rests on Lockie, he's just going to be like, it's part of the echo, you know, it imitates personality to, you know, try and
I'm going
entice people.
So he had to
Look.
entice somebody who likes fat people?
Look,
I like
it is Sexbot. Ex-Sexbot,
well-rounded.
okay?
Well-rounded.
He's ex-Sexbot. Everyone has different kinks. You can't judge this man. Like, you know, just...
I don't even
Anyway.
have to speak up for myself. I got two people like fully defending me.
I mean...
You don't know him.
Let Pim be Pim, man.
Look, regardless, I don't think I can get anybody off planet right now with all the ships on lockdown. Maybe give it a few days. I think once Sparks is more conscious in a few hours' time, he can be of use to you. Ivan has these suits to work on, and then she kind of just looks at the projection of the like.
Oh yeah, we need Ivan for
Heavy
this.
lifter.
We need
Yes, what?
assistance from Ivan.
Well, what is this you're planning on doing?
Yeah, it's like disguise.
Hiding in plain.
Construction work.
You are more conniving than I thought, Lucky. Hiding in plain sight.
Look,
Been practicing my
subtlety.
Catalyti's been teaching me.
Subtlety is not his strong suit, but Loki is very good at hiding in plain sight. So you give him place to hide where he doesn't have to. Duh?
He's also very good at using space dementia.
I don't know how you guys can. Anyway, Um, if you, I'm gonna go.
Wait,
just-
Eva. What if Pim was significantly smaller? As in, not human size, but maybe briefcase size?
There are still the ships that are part of the military are still going up and down. Too small. We could get him into space onto one of the military stations, but then I'm not sure how to get him from one of those stations onto your ship. So space, yes. Your vessel, maybe not.
Pim, maybe if you are Scarab?
That was a thought of mine. I have been trying to make a stealth scarab, but I lack the pre-tech components.
Oh yeah, we have...
Well,
Hmm.
you're going to have a lot of free time down here over the next few weeks as things blow over. Regardless, I will make some calls.
Very well.
Yes. So she just walks away, and like as she's halfway across the room, kind of like conspicuously looks over her shoulder at Pim. Just goes. Keeps on.
Once Ava leaves the room,
See what I mean? He's into me.
hey Pim, Doctor,
Yeah.
why do I get the feeling that you guys don't want anyone else to know about this?
Because we don't.
Why?
they?
These are
You
good
mean,
people here who are trying to
You
do
mean-
good for this planet. At
you
least,
mean aside from the fact that he hacked into our ship, Sparks, I mean, and the fact that you got scolded by Ava, despite the fact that one of our teammates died. I know that you trust them, Catalina, but understand that trust is an issue I have had ever since someone tried to kidnap Darius.
they... When you live in a place where your every action and your every move could be the difference between your death and someone else's death and those you're trying to protect, and you're also trying to make change to better their lives, it's a little rough.
Realize you are talking to a fleet manager.
Duh, but they do a lot of
Bring up
things.
one of those human emotion things.
Duh. Let me think of best way to explain. They have to make actions without emotion to protect everyone. But that is not easy for us humans, because we are very controlled by our emotions. They're very strong. And so sometimes they can be harsh, or they can be oversight for emotion. It gets a bit mixed up when you have to separate emotion from job.
In my experience, the more intelligent a being, the more emotional they become. He kind of just looks to Lockie for a second, shakes his head, and then looks back to Catalina.
I'm not really sure how to take this, Pim, but for the people here at least, Eva has a lot of responsibility, and she takes it upon herself to look after everyone here. And when something goes wrong, even if she did not do it, she sees it as her failure. So she is hard on everyone because she is most hard on herself. And
I see it a bit differently. Most of this
Spock's...
information is going to be very catastrophic.
I will respect what you wish, but I think maybe take some time to understand the people here. They
If I
don't
get to know them, perhaps.
they don't live an easy life. And Spox is an idiot. For all his intelligence, he is stupid. He thinks after he does. and he gets excited and curious about new things, like new technologies, new exciting shiny toy, and doesn't think about consequence of investigating this. And we've spent a lot of time going, is the means necessary for the ends? And sometimes you get it wrong.
Hmm.
He's an
I
idiot, okay? I'm
That's
going to
not
punch him later. I haven't decided if it will be in the face or the dick, but it will be one of them.
Well, we're going to be stuck here for a while.
Punch him
Basketball?
hard, but because of him, we may not have as much time with Darius's and Primal's core as we would have otherwise.
Duh, but also because of him, some of us are alive. He's not perfect,
Acknowledge.
but he does his best to do good. And he sticks by his family. His people here. His loyalty is strong, if sometimes a little misguided. You don't have to like him, but maybe just try and understand.
Does anyone want to play basketball? I feel it might help.
You looks like you've put on some weight. You could probably use it.
Haha,
Is joke. Let's play. Loki,
I know.
Mm.
we play some basketball. If we get Ivan, we can
yeah.
have a team of 4. 2v2. Duh.
I wish I had my supercomputer. It would be me and Lucky versus you and Ivan, and we would win. Why? Because there is 15 of me.
That is cheating, Tim. No!
Not necessarily. Nowhere in the rules does it say that I'm not allowed to use multiple bodies.
It's technical oversight, I think.
At this point, as you guys are kind of just like moving away from the workbench, being all like, "Yeah, basketball, let's play." Dimitri enters the room, sees the enthusiasm, and also goes, "Duh, I will also play with you."
Okay. Doctor, I guess that means you're playing.
I'm good.
Oh.
Thanks.
If you play basketball, I will never play Flight of the Valkyries again.
But speakers are so easy to break.
Well, if you want to roll the dice, fair enough.
There is work that I want to do that might help us rid ourselves of Yakootah. So I'm going to start on that instead.
Very well.
Yes,
Can I
okay.
patch myself into the speaker system?
Sorry?
Can I patch myself into the speaker system?
There's a panel by the door to the workshop that you can try and connect to.
Cool. Can I do that and start playing Rise of the Valkyries? Very lightly, okay?
I'd say you can probably do it inside the workshop. It makes sense that people like mechanics and things would be able to play their own music inside a workshop while they're working. So yeah, you can queue up like that song and have it play on loop as you're playing basketball.
I'm going to do the techno version if it's there while I'm playing basketball.
As Dr. Johnson's just walking out of the room going. So, the party begins to unwind, have some fun, play some basketball at varying degrees of seriousness. Are people trying to win?
So along the way, since Catalina knows Ivan will probably end up caving and joining them, she will find a random other person in the facility somewhere that looks athletic. She'll be like,
Yeah.
"Come play basketball with us. Come on!" And she'll just drag him along.
Okay, sure.
So there'll be a 6, so 3v3.
You are correct that Ivan will eventually insert himself into this, and conveniently, there was probably like a basketball hoop mounted on the inside of this workshop, which is like decently tall as well, being like a big cavernous space.
I mean, if not, we could easily makeshift one.
Yeah. So can all people playing basketball please roll me an athletics roll with strength or dexterity, your choice.
I'm gonna roll my own dice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's next minute double one.
That's an 11.
That's a 0. Actually, no, it's a 1. No, yeah, 1.
Well, wait, we haven't decided on teams. Or is Rory deciding on teams?
I've chosen teams.
Okay.
Tim is finding it very hard to move with this cube inside him.
Mhm.
It's like, I'm pregnant with Darius's fragments.
10.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So I'm gonna say that the teams are Catalina, Ivan, and the random Mook against Pim, Lockie, and Dimitri. And yes, I am working towards a break for this. It sounds like so I rolled decently high for Ivan, not as high for the random Mook. What was your roll again, Lockie?
11.
I'll roll on behalf of Dimitri as well.
Dimitri rolled. He got an 8.
Oh, he did 8. Okay, I think, sadly, by virtue of the fact that Pim is letting the team down, the rest of the numbers kind of like even out, but Pim's like moving kind of sluggishly with this weird
The bulge
thing
in his belly.
in his
He has
stomach.
a tumor.
Not a
Yes.
tumor.
So as you play games and just take a proper time to decompress, eventually Catalina, Ivan, and the random mechanic you drafted from inside the workshop to play will walk away victorious. And at that point, I
His
think
name
we're
is
gonna go-
Nathan. Because I
Yeah.
decided so. He's Nathan.
Not a tumor.
Okay.
Oh, God, sorry. Ash got me with a meme.
And so at this point, we are going to take a small break, about 10 minutes, after which point we will come back with the following day, where I feel like a lot of people want to have a conversation with Sparks, and Sparks needs to have a conversation with them too. So we will see what that looks like.
Yeah, because like
Conversation with
90% of the
Nathan
party
Bateman.
wants to punch him one.
Yes. The party has beef, and so we're going to see what that looks like. Yep, so we'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes. We'll see everybody in a bit.
Oh my god, I haven't had a chance to use the intermission video. It's so long. I'm so excited. Okay, that's all.
Okay. I am writing things on pieces of paper.
As you do.
Mm,
As a
don't
quick
mind
note,
me. Yeah.
while I'm working on what I'm working on, at one point, Catalina will get a message
Oh
saying
no.
at some point I need to talk to her.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have the conversation with Sparks first, shall we? Just because. Let's get that out of the way. I feel like a lot of people want it.
Before the conversation with Sparks, I will. You know that box I was that sealed, non-conspicuous but very locked box that I put all the potatoes in originally.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going. The core's going in there, and it's being
Okay.
bolted down when in a safe space where no one's looking.
Cool. You can probably take care of that. No problem. It's at some point during the evening.
Nice.
Cool. So, it's the following morning. Na 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 na. The main takeaway from it being the next day is, Catalina, anytime you have been walking past Eva in what she's been doing, you can tell that there's always been a certain amount of her attention placed on the news cycle. Like most of the time, she has like a compad or something else out, and she's actively following the news. But you don't really think she wants to be disturbed.
No, Catalina would actually want to know the news as well. Not just about Yakootah, but about Harbona, because she wants the Yakootah news on Harbona, if that makes sense. She's still keeping an ear and eye out for the news and stuff like that. So,
Well, a thing that you would know about being in Yakootah is they don't talk about Harbona as anything other than just a rescue mission, whereas where Yakootah is saving Harbona from itself. So
true.
Yeah.
But Catalina and whatnot, they've all learnt to interpret the language.
Yes.
So they can determine what's happening with Harbona through the stories they tell from the Yakutan perspective.
Unfortunately, there are no further developments.
Yeah, and that's okay. But just
Good.
she's probably poking in on the news as well.
The main takeaway from the news cycle is they're showing lots of very cheerily presented like pro-military propaganda, which is like their prettiest officers pulling over the most attractive people in the nicest cars and very politely asking them questions about, have you seen this young man and young woman, and just presenting like grainy cam footage of the two of you, and them going, no, I'm sorry, officer, I haven't, and them going, well, have a good day, citizen. It's very clinical, but it looks good to a certain perspective.
It looks disgusting. Ugh.
So the following day rolls around. Sparks is probably rising pretty early because of at what point he went to bed. So everybody please roll me a d20.
D20. Well, I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 7.
I got a 16.
Okay. Pim?
I rolled a 19.
Okay. Pim, as you are under no obligation to actually sleep, you are by convenience the first person to actually walk into the room with Sparks. No one else is really up or awake yet, so you walk in. It's just the two of you, and people after Pim can kind of like slowly trickle in as the conversation occurs at a point after you wake up. So Spark is like at his desk working away, and he sees you walk in.
So, you hacked the Milan.
So, you did something to the cube. Where's it gone?
You know that nonchalant whatever effort you gave me before?
Do I?
Do you?
I don't know.
Good. Well, in any case, the thing you told me, I'm going to circle it back around, back to you. Okay, that's nice. Bye. And he's going to walk out the room. He just wanted Spark to know that he's got the cube. Pretty much.
Okay, I mean, I want to know what was on the cube. Come back, Pim.
He's gone. He's very
he-
gone.
He like stands up and follows you out of the room. So
I
you're
wonder
in the
who he's
hallway.
going to run into.
Probably Lockie at this stage.
He
He smacks as kind of an early riser. So you're
I
probably
did
like,
roll a 1 though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I rolled a
Who rolled
7.
16?
I did.
Okay, then it is Dr. Charles who he encounters next. You kind of collide with each other in the hallway. Like he's chasing after Pim. He's like, Pim, I want to know what. Oh, hey, Dr. Charles. You?
Sparks.
Yes. I'm sensing a lot of tension from the two of you.
Oh, are you?
Are you prepared to Are you prepared to tell me what was on the cube that only Pim was allowed to look at? Apparently.
If there is something that only Pim is allowed to look at, it means that only Pim was allowed to look at it. You may have cost us quite a bit in you powering up that cube without Pim here.
What are you implying?
Next time, don't touch it.
You know, I appreciate what you're going for, but I'm a very curious person. And when the piece of unknown technology arrives, it's literally my job description to make sure it's safe. I had to make sure that it was allowed to come down here at all. I had to make sure that it didn't have any tracking hardware. I had to make sure it wasn't going to blow up. I had to do a lot of stuff before I could bring it down here safely. I had no idea what it was. And yet
You
saying
obviously
nothing.
didn't know Darius as well as you thought you did.
I knew Darius on a very professional level.
And you know he does stuff like this.
Well, apparently recently, it seems like he's become a bit more, or became, I should say, a bit more reckless since we've parted ways.
Unfortunately, all of us have become a bit more reckless than what we used to be. Trust me. Half the stuff I've done since leaving Elftus the second time isn't exactly how I would have done stuff. But for the most part, it's kept my crew alive. Up until we came here.
Well, I know that the reason that you were doing that job is because the Emmersion asked you to. And I know that you were probably getting something for them. Should I tell them you didn't get it then?
Not yet.
Okay. So you did get something.
We got what we needed. And until the rest of your group are awake and the rest of the crew is awake, you will not find out what that is.
Catalina, you heard Dr. Charles's last sentence as you ran the corner.
What are you guys talking about?
About whether or not I'm going to tell them what was on Primal's core.
If they don't know what to tell me, that's fine. Like, as long as something has happened, it means you guys can get something out of this. I'm sure you weren't doing the job out of charity. So, if you have a thing, that I don't necessarily know that you have, ooh, big cloak and dagger, spoopy, then I can just give you a contact number, and you can do with it what you will, okay? Since clearly, apparently, people have become very hostile with me all of a sudden.
Catalina sighs. Walks over to Sparks. Sorry, guys. I need to have a word with him. Will you excuse us for a minute?
I will be in the kitchen.
And when everyone's awake, we'll all sit down and talk.
Oh yes, was planning on it.
Mm.
I don't want to have to explain it multiple times, because I will actually hurt someone.
And Catalina will literally drag Sparks to like one of the smaller meeting rooms. So like one of the private rooms.
Okay, there's a storage room over here.
Sure, that works.
As you like drag him over there, you can hear the sound of Lockie snoring like a buzzsaw in one of the other bedrooms.
And Catalina like pushes him to sit down on a box.
Okay, he like takes a seat awkwardly. There's like one single like light tube casting light down on just the center of the room. It's dark all around, and he's like, "What?"
And she like sits down herself across from him and just like intently stares at him. Sparks, I understand you. I understand what we do here. I understand why you've done what you did. But these people don't know you.
Just to interject, what did I do? Because I was very busy yesterday, and the day before, and all night in between the 2 days.
This is going to be a problem if you can't even think about what lines you may have crossed.
I was very tired. So I heard Pim say something about me hacking the Milan. Yes, did that, obviously. Why wouldn't I?
That's the problem, Sparks!
That's the problem. Okay. Well, maybe next time, if you have your own hacker on
No,
your crew,
no,
don't
no,
tell
Sparks!
him not to hack my stuff first. He hacked my stuff, I hacked his stuff. It's only fair.
But when the people don't trust you because they don't know you and you do this, even if you know Darius, even if you is in... Sparks, you know better.
I'm gonna be honest, I was feeling a little petty.
You know, you could have just asked and we would have let you see it and use it.
I was curious to see what Darius could do to defend his big ship. It wasn't bad. It was a decent challenge.
Okay, but at least tell someone so they know that you're playing.
I did. I told Darius.
Oh yeah, great.
After the fact, of course, but you know.
Duh, that's not going to win you any favor points.
Okay. So what you're saying is I should go out and apologize to them for hacking into their ship.
You should probably also try and make amends, you know, offer some peace.
Okay. And also not insist upon seeing the information they got from the weird box.
Look, I don't even understand everything that is going on. For some reason, the doctor and Pim have decided that no one is to know.
Okay.
But
I will make amends. Honestly, I like working with these people. They seem nice, but they're very tense at the moment.
duh, we've been okay. Sit down for a minute. You're
I'm already sitting
I
down.
know, and I know it's metaphor. Just
Okay, I will lie down. He just lies down across the box and says, paint me like one of your Harlem girls.
Catalina like giggles and like kicks his leg.
he sits back up.
She shakes her head and then gives him a hug.
Hmm.
I've really missed you, Sparks, and I don't want to see tension between you and the new family I have also gained. I want you guys to all get along. They are
I've
good
missed you
people.
too. It's been great to have you back, but Boy, it was a lot easier when it was just the four of us. We got like there wasn't as much of this tension. We got along. Things were fluid. We did jobs. We stuck it to the man. It was easier.
Duh. I know. But things change, and it's good that he's expanding. We could use all the help we could get.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
These people are good. They have skills. They can help us. They might even be able to help us finish the war.
Hmm.
I need you to try and gain the trust of these people, because I can tell you now, they could probably finish what we started.
Lockie, you have at this point rolled out of bed and are walking down the hallway to the bathroom. You can hear a conversation going on in the side room between Catalina and Sparks. What do you do?
He's going to attempt to be stealthy.
Okay. Make me a stealth
Alice, you can roll that one.
Are you sure you trust me and my dice?
I mean...
No bad juju, no bad juju! Come on, no bad juju. Oh, bad juju. Oh, no, it's a 5.
That's a 5.
4 to 1.
plus Dex.
So that's a 5.
Oh no.
Because I've got a -1, but +1 from Dex.
I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
Okay. So you like sneak up outside the door, and Sparks rolls high enough that like as you're talking, he hears the sound of like a piece of metal kind of going like in the metal in the floor kind of creaks a bit as you walk over it, and he goes, anyway, so sure, let's compromise. Let's be sensible. Let's like, okay.
Sparks?
It's fine.
You may have to offer some free favors as apologies.
I've been doing nothing but giving you guys favors.
I know.
Should I be politer about it? Because I've been being pretty sassy. You know me.
I know, and I'll be honest, it's one of my favorite things when we have sass competition, you know? Hey, you throw it, I catch it, I throw it back. Anyway, it's not point. These guys don't know you well enough.
Okay, I will make amends. I will go for the clean slate. I will apologize. Everything's gonna be fine. And at this point, he's like stood up and has like walked to the door. He's like, "It's gonna be fine. You'll see."
And
He
before he does, she puts her hand on his shoulder. Also,
Mhm.
when you have some time, we need to talk about Annie.
Of course.
Okay. And then she just lets him go.
We'll figure it out. It'll all be okay. He presses the button. The door slides open. He takes a step backwards and collides directly into like Lockie's like broad barrel. Hey, big guy.
Lockie's just gonna like put his hands on his shoulders and just squeeze a little more than is necessary, and he goes, "Morning."
Lockie, what are you doing here?
Just heading to the bathroom.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be going now. And he's just gonna give Catalina like a sly grin.
Lockie, we're all going to meet in the meeting room. Join us when you're ready.
Roger that.
We need to talk.
So I'm guessing you are like bodily directing Sparks to walk with you.
Oh no, I'm actually letting him go.
Okay. He like
It was just that
awkwardly like hugs the wall and like.
And Catalina's like
he,
stifling a
He
grin.
doesn't even think to ask you to get out of the way. He like makes himself flatter and like hugs the wall to get past you.
Catalina just kind of grins at the two of them.
And so he goes, how you doing, big guy? You mad at me too? I've had the conversation with Catalina.
I ain't mad.
Okay. Even so, I've been told that I should apologize about some of the actions I may have taken. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm very sorry if I have done anything to offend you. I will do my best to be a better person and we can all get along famously.
Hey, Sparks! I thought of a way you could make it up to Lockie.
Okay?
We're working on some projects that we could maybe use your input for. What do you think, Lockie? And she like looks over to him and like gives him like the elbow nudge.
Yeah, I could definitely do some with some programming help.
Of course. It's my speciality. We can talk about this later. You're very big. And so, do you accept my apology?
I do.
Excellent. I'm gonna go. And he just like walks down the hallway like backwards, collides with this guy. But
Terrifying. I'm by.
like turns around.
Hey,
walks
Catalina gets him
very
from somewhere.
He walks calmly to here, and as soon as he rounds the corner, you hear the of his steps go to running, and he probably like collides back with Dr. Charles and Pym again, assuming that the two of you haven't moved from where you were.
No,
Oh,
we're
no.
probably back in the. I'm probably in the meeting room.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're with the meeting room. He runs in and goes, "Oh, hey, I had I'm going to wait until we have a meeting, and then I've got a thing to say to you all. Okay?
Sit.
Okay. He takes a seat at his desk. At this point, Ivan has probably finished his morning workout and is like walking in wearing like sweatpants and a white vest with like a grubby towel around his neck. He walks in and is all like, "Let's be done, your comrades. Oh, it's a good day for a fight." And then he comes and takes a seat at the table with you too, and is joined not long after that by.
Were there still daggers on Spark's desk when we would have?
No, he took it.
Yeah, he took his.
Of course, he'd remove that with us around.
Well, he took his catapult and his daggers with him to bed the following morning.
Yeah, I think he was a little scared and had it pointed at the door.
He was probably.
Was there anything else on his desk that looked like it was precious to him?
That's a very good point.
I mean, there's a computer sitting there.
Yeah.
No, I don't want a computer. I want something small. Because basically, I was gonna have like one of the daggers like balancing on the tip of my finger the entire time, and if there was a dartboard in the room, I was gonna telekinetically fling it at the dartboard every now and again and like float it back to me.
I don't think there's anything obviously precious to him, visible, that you could like perceive.
I could definitely foresee a dartboard being in that room, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah. Like,
there's more than likely a dartboard like here on the wall opposite his
yeah,
desk.
literally, because he would, like, when he's thinking, pull a dart and probably try and throw it.
Cool. I'm sitting where I am. Every now and again, a dart will float out of the board and then fling itself back at the board from across the room.
Okay.
So it literally floats over his head and then flings itself back at the board.
Mm-hmm. Lockie, you walk you walk into the bathroom.
Mhm.
You go to take a seat, and then you feel the seat of the toilet go like open as you're about to sit down.
He's just gonna sigh heavily and go, Pym?
I have returned.
Pam, I just want you to know I'm gonna shit on your
Suddenly, this is less fun.
Okay.
The collective silence is what I needed. Thank you.
You finish your morning ablutions, and eventually everybody convenes in the meeting room to have a conversation. Sparks begins walks over from his desk to the meeting table and says, "Good morning, everybody. I have had a conversation with Catalina about some of my actions, and I have been told that it would be a good idea to apologize to any of you who may have been offended by what I have done. It was never my intention to make you sad or mad or feel like your lives were in danger or whatever. So I am very sorry. I hope we can be friends and have a clean slate, and so forth." Kind of just looks around the room expectantly.
He gets a bit of a nod from Lockie.
I just stare at him, and all of a sudden you hear a dart hit the dartboard again behind him.
Pim removes his face and then gives him a thumbs up.
He looks across the table to Catalina's get to read her reaction from this.
She just raises her eyebrow and puts a hand forward, like, you know what you gotta do.
I'll take those, pointing at Pim and Dr. Charles, as a maybe. I understand that I may need to earn your forgiveness, and I will do my best. Okay?
Roger.
This is going to be less fun than I thought. He walks back to his desk. So,
Pim's gonna lean towards Catalina and go, "So, torture or not to torture?"
Sparks
hear,
is
like,
a good guy. He's just misguided. You ask him to do whatever you want to gain your trust again, and I'm 90% sure he'll do whatever he can.
Pim,
So, like torture.
Pim, a raven
You can torture
lands
him
on-
with pranks.
Pim, a raven lands on the desk in front of you and says, "So, light torture."
Pranks.
Arnold, isn't it?
Yes, I'm Arnold.
Have you had your fill of bugs?
I have.
I still don't like that
good.
bird. It's creepy.
It's unique.
Pim, you are unique. That is creepy.
That's just rude. Arnold here is a very, very good bird, aren't you?
Yes.
You're right, it is a little bit creepy.
Okay. And now the meeting can commence. Please exchange what words you wish to, everybody.
So, we connected, well, Pim connected with the core yesterday. And as I showed you before, the information that we got has two different goals in it. One, which will put Spark's current surveillance equipment to shame.
Fox leans in expectantly.
The other is to maybe fix something so that we can have a chat with Darius. But that requires expertise that I do not have, nor Pim. So, Sparks, Van, Ava, do any of you know a cyberware specialist?
Cyberware specialist. In fact, I think there is one on this planet. Well, probably a few, honestly. But people do cyberware surgery certain amount. Are you hoping to have somebody install cyberware, or is this more of a person who develops cyberware?
Did I see that anything needed to be installed in people for?
No, it's just using technology that's like cyberware as part of a component.
Just development.
Ah, that does make it a shorter list. Ivan, is he? And then Ivan goes, no, not again. Okay, that takes him off the list. Sparks, do you think maybe? He goes, I can talk to some people in the immersion for you. I have some contacts.
Other than favors from them for other things, I'd rather not involve immersion.
Okay.
Because I don't know what their relationship with Darius was like.
Understandable. If I can reach out in my own way that doesn't involve them, it'll take a bit longer though.
Chris, can you please respond to your PM? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Do that for now. We'll
All right.
see where we can go for the rest.
He makes a note.
Okay, so that aside, only temporary side, we come back to it. Realistically, this city's on lockdown. Lucky and I should not leave this facility for any reason for as long as possible.
Yeah, agreed on that one.
Duh. So, what do we need to get done, and how are we going to do it?
Eva kind of leans in and says, "You were doing this job to get something, yes?"
Duh, but at this stage, not sure how much help that will be.
Well, it depends who you give it to. If it was immersion, and you need to get it to them during a lockdown, Sparks, he goes, "Yeah," and Eva goes, "Is now maybe a good time to take the bus in for its service?" He goes, "Yeah, I think you might be right." And Catalina, you've seen this gambit before. It's basically they take the bus out and take it to a mechanics shop that's like in the outer suburbs, and that shop is run by the immersion. So the shop itself has one of those you know how when you drive a vehicle over the pit and the mechanics can just walk under it and do things easily without lying on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Basically, that's where they have a lot of their skullduggerous conversations. Like, a vehicle drives in, they close all the doors, turn on all the loud machinery, and then people just go into the pit and have a chat. And it's possible that, assuming that Catalina and Lockie don't go outside and just stay in the bus or in the pit, you could go to that meeting too.
Okay, that is a possibility. The bus service is actually not a bad plan. But
yeah.
But before we make decisions like this, what do we have here? What can we do here? What is now? So that we know what step to take next.
Now you
Or is
need to
this
figure
next
out.
step?
I feel like this is your next step because you need to know what it is that the immersion can do for you. I've overheard some conversations that you've been having. It's lots of, but what can we expect from them? What will they give us? As scary as it might be, I think you need to bite the bullet and go and have a conversation with them. Because once you do that, all of this gets a lot clearer. It might not get easier, but it gets clearer.
Okay, well, before we do this, Sparks, you
Yes?
are looking into my sister and her situation. Did you find anything?
I got a lot of access denied, sadly. I tried to gain more information on Matashati's home. No dice. I tried to track her movements more thoroughly. Unfortunately, My drones can only go so far. It's been a real problem. She has been intentionally kept off the grid by Shadi. He's quite good.
Just a quick question. Darius found some information that was encrypted, and
Yes.
Sparks decrypted it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Darius shared it with him. I can't remember. But
Uh,
they agreed not to share the information with Catalina.
No, Sparks decrypted it. It was the information in regards to Shadi having done like that tech demonstration.
You already know it.
I just couldn't remember if
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
had
it's all
already
good.
been shared or not.
Darius told Sparks to forward that data to the entire group, so everyone knows that.
Okay. Okay. Next question. Molly, did you remember anything else about that memory that you had?
Boy, I've been trying really hard, and I'm really excited to tell you, no.
Okay, Molly. I will buy you big something to eat later as thank you. Okay. And for brevity's sake, we'll presume that Catalina shares that information with everyone else.
Of course.
Yeah.
The weird, creepy underground cavern with some kind of object being lit by halogen lights. And 3 senators involved.
Yeah. And Petty Officer... Oh, no, that was my name. Kaliel. My fake name. My fake police officer name.
No. Khalil.
Oh, right. I had a question. How many hit points do I get back for sleeping?
5.
Cool. How much system strain? 1.
Yes.
Okay, so it stays the same because I think I forgot to adjust it last week.
Okay. So, Spark says, shall I get the bus ready? Ivan, he'll be driving it. And he goes, duh. I like the bus.
Lucky, I think you will like the bus.
Huh? What is that? I mean, it does remind me of my plan a little bit.
Has no one told you about the bus? Oh, Ivan. You must tell Lucky all about the bus. He's your biggest fan when it comes to this kind of thing.
I tell when I can show. Does everybody want to talk? You're all going for a ride after all.
Alright, show me what you got.
Okay. He stands up. Here we go. Okay. Here's the stat sheet for the bus. So he leads those of you interested. I'll bring out to the workshop, and from the outside, this is a very unassuming vehicle. It's painted and decorated like that of an old folks' home bus. So it says Shady Creek Retirement Home with very pleasant, non-threatening fonts. It's very chill.
It's
and
got pop-out prune juice cup holders.
It's literally looks like it's going to transport old people to an excursion.
Yes. The one thing of note that you see about the bus is that the windows are tinted to be almost black, so you can't actually see inside. But he approaches the bus, puts his foot underneath a section next to the door. The door slides open, and he goes, "Follow me." And he leads you all inside. You head on inside, and while the front portion of the bus is the regular stairs up, and opposite the stairs is the driver's seat, you proceed back. There's 2 regular seats behind the bus driver for 10 people, and behind that, it's been spec'd out to be a mobile command center of sorts. There's a medical bed snugly fitted onto one side. There's a workshop and tech interface mounted on the other side. What else did I put in this thing?
Has anyone ever seen like the buses converted into tiny homes? Because it's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of that. As you go further back, there's a pretty beefy looking generator mounted in the back. And he kind of just describes it as you go around. He goes, "This thing has the works. Has an entirely sealed atmosphere. This thing can go underwater, can go into space. Maybe, I mean, not fly into space, but can survive in space, for a bit. It has a ghost driver. You press the button, and a holographic version of him like appears behind the driver's seat, wearing like classic bus driver uniform. And like as he like snaps his fingers, the hologram turns the wheel, and you feel the wheels of the bus turn, and then go round and round, round. Anyway, what else is there? There's a cargo space in the back. He says, "Oh, also fun fact." Presses the button, and as you look at the windows, there's panels kind of mounted below the windows that slide out, and autonomous guns pop up and just like aim around the bus.
All right. You definitely got my interest.
Then he says, "And one more thing, everybody go outside." So he like pushes you outside. He stays inside, closes the door, presses the buttons, and the exterior of the bus kind of shimmers as though a holographic field is being projected over it. And now the bus looks like a cement mixer. It shimmers again. It looks like a bus transporting people to a prison. It shimmers again. It looks like a van transporting cargo. And then it shimmers again and turns back into the regular bus. He then opens the door and goes, "Ta-da!"
All right, that's pretty cool.
Right? It is my baby.
Bus doesn't get as much use as it would be nice if it did. But
Well, don't overuse the bus, okay? If you get too cocky with it, it's going to be a lot of kerfuffle. So
is good
if you're gonna
resource
use it,
when necessary.
yes, if you're going to use it carefully, and now's a good time, because people are not going to suspect a bus full of old people, or a bus designed to carry old people being taken in for its service. It's fine.
Just make sure you have your act on if we get stopped and pulled over.
Of course, I have my shirt right here. He like pulls off his vest, pulls on the like bus driver button up, and goes, "Okay, I'm ready."
Okay. Well,
Let me separate the data first, and I'll get a fresh sort of memory card type thing,
Sure.
and only put the immersion's data on it.
Sure. You have the all prepared and ready. So, any other things you guys want to grab before we go?
I don't think so. I think we're all good.
Okay.
Do you have grenades?
I have anti-vehicle lasers.
No, I want grenades.
Catalina pulls out from her back. I don't have grenade, but I have Molotov.
I'm starting to think that I am having trouble speaking.
I just said I don't have grenade. Jeez, fine. I will keep Molotov. Puts it away.
I would like to experiment with grenades.
Well,
You can do that when we get back.
you can.
Aw.
I'm
Also,
thinking it's
suddenly
best we
remembered
don't
that Lockie
take
has a
grenades on the bus.
suddenly remembered that Lockie has a detonator.
What was that, Christian?
I'm saying it's probably best we don't take grenades on the bus.
Grenades on the bus, go boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah, because the grenades in the bus. Very different as opposed to the automatic guns.
Deary me. Anyway, You pile onto the bus. You go to the back. Everybody gets all comfy cozy inside. And the bus.
Nah, I'm going on
What
push
is
the
wrong
door
with
now.
you?
Keep on running the game. Gotta keep on running the game. Pay no attention to what Alice said. I'm gonna keep on running the game. You won't get onto the bus. The bus pulls forward into the airlock, which is very appropriate because it's literally an airlock. You drive inside. The door closes behind you. Water begins to fill the chamber. Ivan is not phased. He says, "Look, is fine. We are entirely sealed. No water comes in. You feel very safe. Once the water is at the top, the door in front of you opens up, and you drive out into one of the reservoirs. You continue to drive up this ramp. You break through the surface of the water, and as you do, you see the holographic exterior of the bus kick in. So, as far as you know, it seems that a tour bus is rolling out of this body of water. The gates before you open up, and you're out on the streets of Yakootah, driving around with no one really stopping at all.
If you look to the right-hand side of the tour vehicle, fish!
Just swimming on by in the reservoir. Okay. After a roughly 15-minute drive, I will adjust our perspective to the big old map and indicate exactly where you're going. You end up driving around to the eastern side of the outer suburbs. So it's a location like outside the wall near the commercial port. So like the nearest gate outside the wall by the commercial port has like a large warehouse that you are pulling up to. You suspect that Sparks has placed a call for you guys prior to your arrival. As you pull up, there is a very quintessentially grease monkey looking bloke, like big broad shoulders, hairy arms, kind of balding a bit, but like a very hairy chest. And he's standing at the doors and just like waves you in as you approach. The bus pulls up and comes to a stop above the pit, and as soon as you're inside, this hairy guy approaches a panel by the door, and all the doors and like shutters over all the windows you can see go close, and you are entirely sealed in. He approaches the door of the bus and just knocks on it. Are you coming?
I guess it's time for us to go have a chat.
Indeed it is.
Walk up to the front and open the door. Or
Okay.
ask Ivan to open the door.
He does so, but he says, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to stay in here.
Okay.
Talking never been my strong suit. You see?
Right.
So you proceed out into this relatively sparse-looking workshop. Like, it's got the things that you would expect from the interior of the workshop. There's, like, pools and shelves and all that jazz, but there's no vehicles currently in here being worked on. There was only one of the vehicle on the lot as you approached, and you assume it belongs to the guy who you're talking to now. Though there are, like, 2-3 other guys kind of just, like standing next to walls with like their arms closed, like not doing anything, but just like being present and observing. Dr. Charles, as you're the first person out, this big guy extends his hand to you and says, "Hello."
Greetings.
Call me Ismail.
Do you mind if I don't shake that? Like, I've seen a lot of people with some very interesting stabby items in their hands, and I'd rather not.
Oh, I thought you were going to be concerned about it being greasy because mechanic shop. But no, never mind. Okay, sure.
That
Shall we?
too, you were touching my hand, not to my suit. So, yes.
Okay. Anybody else coming, or just you?
I've got 3 companions.
I presume we're all coming out of the bus.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You walk on the bus. He says, "Hello, everybody."
We're here for some maintenance. General maintenance.
Of course. General maintenance is absolutely a thing a thing we can do well here. If you will escort me down to the pits, we can take a look at some of the oil lines that may need changing.
That's probably a good idea. It's been making some interesting noises lately.
Of course, you came in just in time. And
Perfect.
he like gestures down to the pit, and as you all kind of like file down, he like winks at a guy who approaches like a panel on the wall, presses a button, and lots of very, very loud, vaguely mechanical noises start being played loudly. It sounds like from speakers, but it's like lots of ching ching ching. It's even a bit much at this closer range, but you imagine from the outside, the sound does the job perfectly well.
It's also the fact that anyone listening in on the building now is deaf.
Yes.
Shoddy workmanship. If Darius was alive, he'd be rolling in his grave. Wait, if he had a grave, he'd be rolling.
He does. It just doesn't have his name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I did my best.
Oh God.
It's a splotch on the road, on the tarmac.
Now we're getting sad.
So he leads you all down into the pit and says, "Okay, I'm here. You're here too."
So, Darius,
Yes, Darius.
so you know what this is about then?
I can hazard a guess. We gave him a job to do.
He's
That job-
dead.
The job was to be quiet.
He
I guess he's going to be quiet now.
I can only presume it was his only way to cover his tracks.
My condolences. Was anybody else affected by this from your team?
No, only some other military personnel.
Well, he like looks at you and Lockie and goes, "Well, you clearly got the two of you to help Mr. and Mrs. Most Wanted."
Don't know what you're talking about. She grins.
Atta girl. So, is this just a courtesy call, or do you have something for me?
Well,
We have something for you, but the question is payment.
we don't know what Darius compromised for this. We now have it. His conditions may be different
Well,
to ours, so we're here to negotiate.
well, upon realizing that you were coming, I checked his file. Upon arriving, he put himself in a bit of a compromised position, trying to persuade his way onto the planet past border security. We noticed. We stepped in and made sure that he knew that thanks to us he was safe. And so we gave him some offers and assured him that he would be getting his money's worth for his time. One was simply to clear his debt, another was to clear his debt and to get a favor from us. He chose to take both jobs, which makes the favor he receives all the bigger. But since he is dead, and you are here, I expect you want his favor.
Oh, that's a given.
And you want and you want to know what kind of favor we can give you. Well, that's a very interesting question because first I need to know why you are here in the first place.
To deliver.
To deliver what?
So you don't know what he was after.
I want to know why you are on the planet. I know. I know what I'm here to collect. Why did you come to Yakootah?
Oh, well, that's simple. To free the people from the. No, that's too complicated. Actually, we just want to, Yakuta to stop being assholes to Habona. That would be really nice.
That's pretty easy.
But a bit smaller than this, I'd like my sister back the way she should be. But that is only my wish. I don't know what these guys...
Okay. Where is your sister?
Her name is Annie. Rather, Anastasia. She is currently... was it Yakootah?
Yakootah, yes.
She is currently residing at Yakootah's residence. It seems to be consensual, but that
Eyes
is...
go wide.
It seems to be consensual, however, not of her right mind.
Ah. You've really stepped in it, haven't you?
Well, she was taken from Harbona, and I can only presume what has happened to her since. Since she did not even recognize her own
I
language.
too can only presume. Allow me to just a moment. And he like steps away from you and is kind of just like staring off into space. You've seen this kind of behavior from Darius sometimes
Yeah.
when he was like using his compad in his head to send messages. So you assume he's doing that too.
The joys of talking to a sideman. They get distracted easily.
You get used to it after a while.
Is that what
What was that?
He seems done.
Mikhail, what did you say?
Oh, never mind. It's moved on.
Alright.
He seems done. Walks back over and says, "We have certain assets invested in investigating that individual. Just contingency plans."
Okay. Well, I want her back, but that means as herself, not as the shell of a person she is now.
Well,
She is no housewife.
no. If she is related to you, I can't imagine she is. So, how you want her back? Is it bag her in the streets and try and figure out what they did? Is it kick down door, find who is responsible? Is it sneak in to this home? What you thinking?
I am more partial to subtlety. More so than Darius ever was.
Oh, is that lag going on?
Pardon?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Can you hear us?
That's
See.
annoying. Is it?
Well, I'll be honest.
Oh.
Even being subtle is going to involve. Ah, there we go. Lag.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Alright.
Are we good?
Yep.
Is everything fine?
Yep.
Oh no, it's a tiny bush.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Yes. Is everything fine?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Excellent,
back.
okay.
We're back in sync. Okay, we lost sync for a
Okay.
bit there.
Yeah. I had like I feel like you guys lagged for like 10 seconds and then caught up with me. Anyway, he says, well, regardless of how subtle you're trying to be, there's going to be a B&E. I hope you realize that.
Nothing I haven't done before. And if you've looked
Okay.
into us, you probably know this.
I have not looked into you thoroughly. I can though.
I'm not sure what you would find, to be perfectly honest. We live pretty clear tracks usually.
We shall see. So, we have had a conversation. You know what we could potentially offer you. I take it you have something for me.
We have what you asked Darius for.
Excellent. I knew that boy would deliver one way or another.
So,
So, how shall we do this?
I would like some evidence that you can accomplish the task, as you say you do, and as I'm sure you wish evidence that we actually have the product.
Of course.
It's only fair.
You have the data slab?
Pim?
I don't have
carry
the
it.
data slab.
Okay. Well,
I pull out the data slab and I just open it up and let him see.
Oh, sorry,
Basic
I didn't
information.
realize you had it, Charles. Doctor.
okay. Seems promising. He walks over to one of the walls and like gives it a brush. He like punches a panel that swings open. He pulls out from inside a data slab and goes, just a moment. After a bit of interfacing, he goes, here is what I can show you. And he hits enter. And I'm now going to shift your perspective to what he shows you.
Oh, blueprints!
Now, these totally weren't plagiarized from the internet, but I found them and I thought, oh boy, this is too perfect not to use as his house. And I'm going to be recreating these in the actual map making tool, but this looks pretty. So he basically projects in front of all of you detailed blueprints of the inside of a mansion. He goes, this is the private home and residence of one Mata Shadi. Oh no, Mata Shadi, of one Jakob Hanna. We have had agents inside before. They have obtained this information for us, and we have reason to suspect that there is more to this compound underground. It's unclear exactly how to get there, but this is what you are dealing with in terms of his home.
You do not have
Do
any
you have-
inkling on blueprint for underground?
Not in the slightest, unfortunately. It's
Do you
very
have any blueprints for security in the mansion itself?
of course, and that can be provided upon reaching an accord.
My next question though is simple task to get her out, so to speak.
Is it?
I mean, worst
Is
case
alcohol-
scenario, we could make it happen.
Worst case scenario, some of you die in the attempt.
What I want to know though is, are you also able to help us restore her back to herself?
Could you tell me how it is that she has been compromised? I have a guess, but I'm curious to know if that lines up with your own understanding.
It looks like she has been washed over with new character.
An identity submersion trigger, yep. That is his MO.
We've seen it before.
Well then, I have something I can tell you about that as well. It's not us helping you directly, but it's us pushing you in the right direction. Yes?
Do you care to elaborate?
Would you care to give me the files? We're negotiating. I'm just telling you what I can offer, not offering it to you.
Okay.
So, is that something that you would want from me?
Hmm. What do you guys think?
I am not good at social situations, but I do believe that if we are to get something, we do need to give something. Perhaps we could separate most of the information and give it to them bit by bit, so that no piece is complete without the other.
Your call, Catalina, on this one. I'm here to help
It's up
you get
to
your sister back.
because- Yes. This plan is just to get your sister back. So if you want me to send you the files, I will send the files.
Okay. I don't honestly give a crap. I just want my sister back, and I want these bastards to stop being assholes that attack my planet for no reason.
Well,
So whatever help you can give us for that, I'll take it. You can have the files. They mean nothing to me.
we can
which-
certainly help you at least with the former.
At which point I swipe the files across.
Okay. They begin to stream in, and he goes, all right.
Just so you
What?
know, if you don't help us, I focus and start pressing my telekinetic hand onto his shoulder. This will reach inside you and crush your heart. Okay?
Doctor, I don't think it's necessary to make threats, but I can tell you the doctor is a little unstable sometimes. So maybe just don't double cross us, no?
He puts the data slab down next to him, looks at it, the bar fills up. He like swipes through the files you've sent him, like zooms in on some of them, and like takes a few minutes to like examine the code while like occasionally looking over at Dr. Charles. They're like, okay, it's legit. Good job.
We know.
He like collapses it down, stows the data slab behind the panel and says, "Okay, now I offer things to you." He sends across the actual home schematics fully, including very detailed specs, even on the like structural engineering that went into building the house. They were very detailed. There was also specs on security including there as well. There is a decently large grounds around the estate with guarded and secure walls. They have information on some of the visible security patrols that were present during their investigation of the property and things like that, and also provide you location of the visible security cameras as they were investigating.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have any idea where maybe entrance to lower facility might be?
At a guess?
Mm.
Well, this property does have a built-in elevator.
Okay.
It seems like it's just there as an aid, perhaps to facilitate moving large furniture or to help people with disability. But if I were him and I were being smart, I would maybe dig down and use the shaft to get deeper.
That is true. This is good logic.
That is my guess.
Mm.
And in regards to the information you were hoping to see, we gave Jakob a bit of a once-over with some special eyes as we were in the same room as him with our agents. seems he has a very unique piece of technology that he carries on his person. We aren't quite sure what it does, but he seems to keep it very close to the chest at all times. At one point, he took off his jacket because it was warm, and he painstakingly removed it from the breast pocket of the jacket and put it into his regular pocket.
Okay, good to know.
It seems as though this may be to do with his indentured servants.
Thank you. That is good to know.
And finally, I think I may also be able to give you some first-hand advice. We have a friend, a contact, who may be able to assist you further. In fact, he gathered a portion of this data on our behalf a few months ago. Last time he was on the planet. There's a man called Thomas Mordeau. He is very impressive when it comes to covert observation and a few other impressive skills that I'm sure you will learn if you choose to meet with him. I highly recommend you talk to him, and regardless of whether or not you choose to hire him, I think it'll be interesting.
I will note this.
Okay. He sends across a contact number.
Fidget, can you drink out of your own cup and not mine, please? Your cup of water is over here. Just here.
Yes,
Here.
but your water's more tasty.
Because it's yours. So he kind of sees the files that he's obtained from you, sees the information he's given you, and says, I'm going to be honest, this doesn't feel fair. I have given you what was immediately available, but you know what? I'm going to assist you elsewhere. He sends across his own number and says, look, I've been in your shoes. You are in the early phase. You're in the early stages of planning a job. That things are going to come up, unforeseen things, and you're going to go, oh no, if only we had that specific piece of information. And guess what? I might just be able to get it for you. So consider me potentially on loan for a little while. If anything comes up that you need in regards to this job, I will do my best to assist you, and I will tell you when you can stop, okay?
Okay. I do have a couple of questions, if this is okay now.
Of course.
One, where is all the power for this property coming from?
Power? It's coming from underground. Why?
Is there a main line that comes to it, or is it more collective or insular?
It's part of the grid. It's all rigged up in parallel.
Do you know if it has its own power generators? Like reserve power?
Most likely, yes. A man like this, he'll be doing advanced research. I may need to call upon large reserves of power at a moment's notice. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. Also, because I feel like somebody needs to know other than us.
Oh?
I need you to trust me for a moment and don't freak out, okay?
I've only just met you.
Perfect. Hey, Molly, do you mind showing him what you saw?
A hexapedal armored beetle scurries out of
Well,
Dimitri's robes.
Catalina puts her hands out.
And jumps off Dimitri's shoulder, lands in your hand, and he goes, "Oh, new information has been okay. What? Where have you been?"
We have been to many places, probably some you've never even heard of. It's fine, is Pet. She just wants to show you something. Or rather...
That is the most hipster fucking thing you said there. I've been loads of places. Some of them you probably don't even know about.
Would you like a chai latte?
I want vanilla chai latte with that, mate.
I I went to Ijali before it was cool.
She'll hold out Molly and say, "It won't hurt if you don't resist." She's just going to show you a memory.
It won't hurt if you don't resist. Listen to yourself. What?
And then, like, I just presume that Molly halfway through just starts showing him.
Okay. He like goes.
Just let it happen.
Oh. What?
She collected memory from one of the sergeants at military base. I thought
Have you all seen this? Like,
No, we've all
looking
seen
correctly?
this. So I thought maybe you could use this information. You want to better this place, no?
To go.
Okay. And don't forget what we've done for you, okay?
Okay. Oh, good grief. Like he like turns to leave, and like climbs out of the pit and just goes, "Boys, we're done. Knock it off." And, like he just walks out of the front, hops in his car, and drives off. without
Can I
another
do
word.
like an insight check on him to like figure out what the meaning of his reaction was?
Yeah, sure. Just roll a perception with wisdom.
Oh, come on. Good juju. Hey, a 5 and a 6. What was it? Wisdom and perception? They're both
Yes.
zeros, I believe.
He's panicking. Like, objectively speaking, he has just been given information that is very, very spicy.
So
And
she's
he's part of an intelligence gathering organization and has just seen something very alarmingly interesting, and he's going to run off to do something with it.
Yep.
That might be dangerous later on, but oh well.
In Catalina's mind.
Tomorrow's Catalina's problem.
In Catalina's mind, she thinks she's told the right person because they're the one the one group of people she thinks can actually do something about what's going on.
Okay.
Even if it's a small change or a small spanner in the works, she wants to see it happen.
Okay.
She's full of a lot of hate for this place.
As he leaves, one of the other guys, like a young lad, like early 20s, turns off the loud sounds and says, "Ma'am, we finished with your oil change. Will there be anything else?"
No, just remember that we're good customers, okay?
Of course.
And we
I'm sure-
tip well. So we'll
I'm
be back.
I'm sure we will see you the next time your beautiful vehicle needs a service.
You need to work on your acting skills, man. Like, your customer service is so fake.
Shut up, it's my second day.
Is that the same? Is that the same guy who I told off for his voice mod earlier?
No.
Okay, okay.
Different guy.
And then Catalina just because she can. Okay. Let me give you some tips about customer service.
As everybody else piles into the box, she's just like, "Let me tell you a thing or two."
Right? And like she's
Look at you. Go ahead and look at yourself.
and like she's gonna treat it as if she's actually telling him how to talk to customers.
Mm-hmm.
And not her being all like, "Dude, your acting skills fucking suck, man. Like, get on this." And she's gonna give him advice. But make it
Okay.
sound like it's customer service advice.
Please make me an instructor role.
Oh god, I'm not good at that. Come on, come on, come on.
No one's good at that.
Good juju, good juju. It's not bad, not
Okay.
bad.
telling
With
good juju
intelligence
Yeah,
or
sure.
with charisma or
Intelligence because you are teaching.
okay. Well, it's a 9 because it's a neg 1
Okay.
plus 1.
After like a few minutes of talking, he goes, "Okay. So don't wink conspicuously at the people you're making clandestine deals with.
What are you
Okay.
talking about, clandestine deals? We're not making any deals. You're just looking after my car.
Yes, your wonderful your wonderful vehicle is ready to depart.
There we
Have a good-
go. Much
Have a
better.
good day, ma'am.
Okay, now high five me. Hey, okay.
I
Good
feel
job.
that, and even I know that was too much.
You will pile into. Oh no, drop it. No, my Lego. Oh,
You
You
mean
pop-
Caltrops?
no, it's Lego. You pile back into the bus, and and begin driving. The path from here back to the old folks' home takes about 3 times as long. So you are in this bus for about an hour as Ivan makes many intentional, conspicuous double backs and changes the appearance of the vehicle, like every time you go under an underpass. He's actively covering his tracks with how you're driving. So you guys have a chunk of time to talk as you're driving back to the old folks' home.
Catalina's spending this entire time memorizing every single inch and detail of the plans.
Okay.
While talking with everyone, but yeah.
Hmm.
If anyone has anything to say.
This is going to be very interesting.
Unlike the last job we did, we really have to be subtle with this one.
The last job, and the job before that, and the job before that, and the job before that.
Okay, hang on.
Get it,
Subtlety is
loud.
really not our specialty, let's be honest.
Blowing
Really ain't mine.
blowing up the never mind. There was lots of accidents, okay? We just need to be more careful. You know what? While we're here and we got some time, how about we all do a little bit of practice and training back at the base?
About being subtle.
Duh, and also some rules like no explosives except in utter emergency situation. Maybe we will go with smoke bombs instead of explosives. Is this okay compromise for people?
Sounds good.
You know,
Probably
Can work
better
with
not
that.
to use any type of explosive at all.
that is correct. You
unless it's planning
shouldn't.
Damaging property.
Being
The
subtle
only
is.
explosives I've ever used are improvised.
I'm sorry,
And it
Doctor.
hurt me more than it hurt most.
Doctor, you are explosive.
Not to overstate the obvious, but can we please call that person that the man suggested?
Thomas?
Thomas Mordo, apparently.
Hmm. Before we do, I'm going to get Sparks to do a background check on him. I don't trust anyone without checking first. Not on
I'm
this
just
planet.
Gonna ring him. I'm literally just gonna ring him.
You're gonna call Thomas Mordo right now.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Chris. Are you there?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
Your compound starts to
Hi.
ring.
Cool. I'm gonna pick it up. Hello,
Pim, what are you doing?
hello, amigo. Thomas Mordo here. Yeah, you know. Holy shit! Sorry, I'm stoned right now. What do you need? It flicks over to a video call, and you can see the face of a Spanish-looking man wearing headphones, and
Raul's
his-
brother.
you can
Sorry.
see it. You can see through the video call a bit into his apartment, and it's a dingy fucking mess. It just looks absolutely disgusting. There's cigarettes left, like just buttered out on the walls and thrown on the ground. But one thing you can see that just briefly clips through the frame is a Masterwork custom sniper rifle sitting on a coffee table.
Well, good news, Catalina. I did a background check. The background needs a lot of tidying up.
Yeah,
Hello.
look, I mean, come on. I don't usually expect calls from like, fuck, who are you?
My name is Sparks.
Yeah, no, you're not Sparks. I've spoken to him before. Who are you?
Good. Now that I know that you actually know Sparks, I can determine that you're actually trusted among more than just them. Listen, I have a favor I need to
More
ask.
than just two. Oh, did the fucking Immersion give you out my number again? Jesus Christ, I hate those pricks. Yeah, alright, what?
I'm gonna give you to someone else so you can yell at them. Here you go, Dr. Charles. He's gonna hand the compad over to Dr. Charles.
Greetings. He wasn't
He said
joking.
Charles. He said Charles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, look, this place is my crash pad. Hang on, give me a tick.
It looks like
He sort of
you
leans.
to that
He
pad.
sort of leans. He leans over, and you can see his computer is been playing music, and he just reaches past it, opens a drawer, flips out a document, and starts reading from it. And goes, "Oh, hey, so that was Pim, and you're Charles, and that I mean assumes Lockie, Darius, and Catalina. Shit, you came in from the Molotov, right?
How do you know that?
Oh, yeah. Look, oh fuck, long story. Tell you what, this is my address. And he just rattled off like rough directions to an apartment. You know that church that got blown up? Yeah, take 2 streets up north, head one to the east, and there should be a apartment there. I'm number like 304, second floor.
That means getting inside the wall.
Doesn't he know we're in lockdown?
Oh, fuck, it does too. You know what? Never mind. Yeah, look, contract came up earlier, 8 years ago. It's like, what, 6 months ago? Bounty went out. The dickhead you travel with, Darius, yeah, he pissed someone off. I was offered it. I went, fuck it. Me up against a team of 5 of you? Fuck that. So, anyway, whatever. What do you want?
We were given your number because we were told you could do a job for one of our members.
I mean, yeah, okay. What's the pay?
At the moment, we're not sure. It depends on how good you are at the job that you do. To start with,
Okay.
send us the files you've got on us. It'll give us an idea of how good you are.
I mean, just so you know, I didn't collect those files. I was offered it as a job. None of it's my work.
Then send us files on someone that you have collected on before.
Right, so you want me to just hand over a bunch of... Hang on, did
Send
you
us
obviously
information
don't get
from a job that's already done and you've already been paid for. I don't
I
care.
mean-
I want to see how thorough you are.
Most people already pay for my work. I assume you got the number through the Immersion if one of you was asking about Sparks. If they trust me,
But
why
again-
don't you?
Because we don't trust the immersion.
Oh, one of those fucking situations. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not big on them either. Oh, wow, this comes to a real impasse then, doesn't it, amigo?
Can you get out of the wall?
Well, yeah.
Cool. There's a coffee shop, and I'll mention the coffee shop that
Where all the crimes happen.
that all the crimes have happened in the past, where we've murdered people before.
Hey, we cleaned up that site real good.
All right,
I'll literally send him that coffee shop, and I'll be like, "Meet us here tonight at 8."
Wait. Yeah, sure. Look, I can do that. But, like, okay, he picks up his camera and just pans around the room quickly. And you see he's got, like, a few weapons and shit just lying around the place. And it's like, am I bringing that junk? Because, like, I can get out of the wall by my fucking self. But I don't know if I can bring a fucking sniper rifle through it now.
Just bring personal defense. You don't need everything. We just want to ask you questions and have a talk.
I don't know about you, but I want to see that sniper rifle.
You can
I
see
mean-
it another time.
I
Oh
like-
man, he picks it up and he's like showing it to the camera, and he just goes full like
Is
nerd.
Lucky and Pim just like eyeing fucking
Yeah.
screen?
You're not the only one,
Yeah.
except Catalina is just very subtle about it. She's obsessed. She loves sniper rifles.
Oh yeah.
Full nerd over the gun, and he's like disassembling portions of it, claiming he's reintroduced a new trigger spring.
Catalina's
Like-
pretending she's not listening, but she's very
Yeah, look.
interested.
I worked for a guy years ago who had a machining shop, and he gave me this sick ass fucking decal to put on it too, and he's just like rambling on about the sniper rifle. He's completely forgotten about the rest of the conversation.
Sir,
I can just imagine fucking Charles having an aneurysm at this point.
do you have the address?
Yeah, dress. Right, yeah, I got it. Are you? Oh, right, 8 o'clock. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
All right. As you're watching, he just sort of like goes like partially see-through. It's kind of weird, and he gets up and just like cracks his neck, and then goes, "All right, so like no weapons, none of that shit. You reckon? There's not going to be anything that fucking goes down. Is there? I want to at least come back and collect my weapons if I have to kill something."
I hope there's nothing going down. I just want to talk so we can
I
organize
promise
this
that
job.
I can help him arrange that.
Yeah, right. Did you want those files? I mean, they're not mine. They're issued from the fucking Yakootah government. But
It's probably
Ah,
good
then-
for
then
us to
bring them.
have.
Please bring them because yes, I want to read that file.
yeah, right. They're pretty useless to me anyway. So you watch him pick it up, and he's just like folded it roughly, despite it being sensitive documents, and
Whatever.
stuffed it in a pocket. Yeah, look, amigo, yeah, right. I'll be there soon. Just, give me a bit of time. See you in a tick. And he gets up, and the call cuts.
Well, he was a interesting fellow.
I
Yeah.
apologize for calling him without your permission, Catalina. But I figured, well, the quickest way to find out if he was trustworthy would be to speak to him.
Honestly, Pim, I have more doubts than I had before. But you know,
I had doubts, then I saw a sniper rifle.
look, it is a very nice sniper rifle.
It is a gorgeous sniper rifle, Catalina.
Yes, I know.
He took it
But
apart.
anyone can own a very nice gun.
Yes, but we don't own a very nice sniper rifle like that.
I mean, not like that. Lucky made me a really nice one now. It sits in the case. You should fire it one day. Oh my god, it has so much power. It feels so good.
Everyone has toys except me.
You have toys, Pim. In fact, you have 15 of them sitting on the ship back in the Milan.
Shut up. Coward.
Okay, and as you all continue to converse and weave and wind your way through the outer suburbs of the city, you eventually find yourself back at the secret base and have an appointment this evening
Before
to
we
meet
head
with a new friend. Yep.
Before we head back, whoops, I just put Fidget's toy in her water bowl. Whoops, sorry, Fidget. I'm gonna get Ivan to go through a fast food takeaway drive-through so that I can get some burgers and give all the ketchup to Molly.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's entirely doable.
Or the
subtract,
burgers
like,
if she wants to eat the burgers. I don't know if she eats meat.
subtract like 25 credits from your account.
Yeah.
as you-
Like I get her as much as she
Yeah.
wants.
Okay, then subtract 50 credits from your account.
Done.
You took the entire stock of ketchup that they had in store.
you drive a bus through a drive-through, and drive either way with like a pile of like cheap as anything cheeseburgers, and just like 5 handfuls of ketchup packets. It was the most they were prepared to give you.
Yeah,
And,
but like
and-
Molly can also pull apart all the burgers and eat whatever she wants in them,
yeah, so
like the lettuce and the tomato and
so as you
and the
as,
chips.
as you're driving back, you get out like one of the plastic sheets used for various things, lay it down on top of the medical bed, and then just like put the burgers and the ketchup packets on the sheet. Introduce Molly, and carnage ensues.
Thanks, Molly.
Trust. You all got a duck as tomato paste just covers the entire vehicle.
Yeah, probably.
My telekinetic force field comes up and just blocks it. It's like, yeah, nah, that's not going on my suit. I only have like 3 of them.
I love the mental image of like 2 pickles like flying towards Dr. Charles, landing like here, like an inch off his chest, and then just like sliding down an invisible suit of armor.
Sorry, getting sleepy.
It's all good. And I think at this point we are going to call the session, because it is 10:07. It's been a good long one, and I had a good time.
Felt so
Yeah.
good. It's been so long since we've had a long session.
We did some stuff, and we introduced like a new character, which I spoke to Chris about like literally a few hours ago. So good job, like,
That's good.
That's a quick turnaround.
But like, also the best
I-
characters
I
come out spur of the
fucking knew
moment.
I fucking knew it. Like the very moment Rory said, "I highly recommend you call this guy. We blah, 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 trust him implicitly." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm getting the feeling that he really wants us to call this guy.
somebody trying to introduce a new character, or maybe this random guy Ishmael works on commission. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, you will.
Next time on Stars Without Number.
When you meet Mordeaux in person.
I'd actually be sober by the time he gets there.
You're just like super baked on marijuana.
He just shows up with his eyes like dinner plates. Hey, why am I here again? And you're like, just get in.
You guys got the stuff, right? That's why I'm here. The pot. No, just sit down. All right. This is gonna be fun.
This is where a random cement truck will pull up onto the side of the road while he's waiting for us to appear. A door opens in the middle of the cement truck, and we just drag him inside. And we're like, we need to talk.
You know what?
Because both Catalina and Lockie can't leave the bus.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried because
I mean, you called a bounty hunter on their off time. What are they going to be doing? It's
I'm not-
either going to be at the whorehouse or smoking a shitload of dope.
Yeah, they're either high as fuck or getting down and dirty. Like, let's be
guys,
honest.
We should raid, okay?
Yeah,
We
we
should
really
raid.
should.
Do that.
So, who are we rating, guys?
Let's have a look.
So I've only got wisdom saves, the Game Stormers, and the Salted Dragon Tavern. So
I've got a few people.
Hang on a second. There was actually a sword crafter who was streaming before. Her name is Jen from Sekonze, and she sings.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh, I know, Jen.
she was on
I'm
here.
gonna see if she's still alive. Ah, no, she's not. Too bad.
Poops. That's alright. We can rate the Game Stormers. What are they doing at the moment? What are they
Yeah.
up to?
Chatting.
Yeah, just chatting, I think.
Make Steam better stream. What does that even mean? I'm gonna have a look.
Knowing them, that makes me concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm expecting the immersion to come back to us at some point being like, how the fuck did you get that information?
What information?
The information that Molly gave him.
Ah.
The vision. The memory. Yeah.
The thing is, he also, like, that guy has now met 2 psychics, which I'm pretty sure are a rarity on Yakootah, in one day.
And
one of them
a
threatened
crazy
his
entail
life,
and a
and
crazy
the other
alien.
one- yeah, and the other one gave him a headache.
Mhm. Okay, so let us raid the game stores. They're doing something. Let's support them.
All right. Well, before we do, I just want to say I wanted to make 2 things very clear to the immersion, that they shouldn't underestimate us because we're more than we look like. We might be bumbling idiots, but we're fucking psycho and we have lots going for us. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's
He's
it.
good at it.
Yep. And we are good at what we do because we get it done. Not necessarily conventionally.
All safely, all well.
No, we do it well. We get everything we want done. And we do everything we're paid for. Exactly what we're paid for, not anything else.
You blew up the top of a space elevator.
And
Interesting you said that
We
because
blew
And-
up a space station.
it's
It's
great.
interesting how you said that because the entire personality archetype of who I'm hoping to run this as fits very well.
Yeah.
Good.
If you look at his GIF, anyone who's played the game will immediately recognize
All right. Well,
the feels, man.
now we're rating. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Just for
Bye. See you next week for episode 66.
At the same time, at 6:30. 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30.
Ah, I think.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
We
Fingers.
hope.
Okay.
I'll do my best.